welcome back to yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. As always, I am so happy to have y'all back here with me for yet another week of debauchery, where we make you take a second look at what you just watched, of course. We have so many good jamokes on this docket for this episode. Can't wait to get into them. Let's listen to a little bit more of these tunes, and then we'll get right into this week's episode. Who do we have on this week's docket? We got a little bit of Adam Friedland getting his shit completely pushed in by Jesse Lee Peterson on The Fallen State. Then we have Dave Portnoy pulling off a little bit of pump and dump action with these shit coins that he's got going on. You know, people have been trading these meme coins like the Hawk Tooie, and Dave's been pumping and dumping like on purpose. Wait until I show you that. Then we have good old porn star Reid getting the boys from TigerBelly nice and riled up. I'm talking like she gets these boys real goddamn horny. Wait until you see this. Then, speaking of meme coins and pump and dumps, we're going to talk about the return of the good old Hawk Tooie. Now, if you remember, she did a pump and dump and disappeared. Now she's coming back trying to rehab her image. But when a guy like Coffeezilla gets a little whiff of that, he comes out with the truth. And when I show you this is going to blow your goddamn mind. Turns out she's not as big of a victim as we thought she was. So let's get back into these tunes and then get right into this week's episode. Welcome to Lost Aux Media, everyone. So, I have to start out this episode with an apology to all of you, to all of the faithful listeners. You know, I had lied in last week's episode. I had said that I was not going to cover Ethan Klein, at least for a little while. You know, every week doing the week segment was starting to get a little taxing, you know. But I'm telling you, the second that you think you're out, they reel you back in, my friend, because ever since I said that, Ethan has been losing his goddamn mind. You thought the content nuke was bad. This guy has been crashing out ever since he dropped the goddamn thing, all because Hassan Piker refuses to watch it. He's legitimately like a child going, "Come on, man, I just want you to watch the goddamn thing. Why won't you watch it? Everyone else is reacting to it. Why won't you?" He's like, it's like really getting to him that Hassan like does not care about the content nuke. It's that bad. And it's getting to the point to where like now he's crashing out for the people that are reacting to the video as well. Trying to say that everybody's counterpoints against his are all wrong. Trying to say that he's like this moral leftist guy and he's pointing out all of these bad things that all these other quote unquote leftists are doing. And it's really kind of showing his true colors here. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about right now. Watch this. This is like creme de la creme Ethan Klein crash out. Hypocrisy is at an all-time high in this clip. Check this out.
Last time, I had the fucking baby gloves on, and you cried like a bitch.
Last time, which was our last conversation on his stream, I had the fucking baby gloves on, which was part of, I was like, dude, why are you patronizing me? And he goes, and then you cried like a bitch. Once again, this dude is against toxic masculinity. Apparently, he's a role model for leftist values. What's the problem, fucking bitch? Did you not hear what they said? You respect women? Why are you calling them liars?
Now, to contextualize that last little hypocrisy, I don't know. What would you say, like Hippocratic or some shit like that? Whatever. That little clip where he's being a hypocrite is what I should have said. He's talking about this female streamer named Denims that covered the content nuke. basically talking a bunch of shit about her. She had said something where, I don't know, rape victim in Gaza were like lying about being rape victims or some shit that I really just don't give a fuck about. But the funny thing here is the fact that he's going so far out of his way to say, well, Hassan Piker is supposed to be this guy who's like this figure of leftist morals. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be like this figurehead for leftist morals and supposed to be against toxic masculinity. And he's calling me a bitch for crying on stream. This is Ethan's argument. The second that he ends up bringing up that point, someone cuts into the clip of him calling a woman a bitch. That's toxic masculinity, right? Now you have to think to yourself, do you want to use toxic masculinity as a tool to further yourself in life like me? You know, I'm one of those guys. Toxic masculinity, I use that every chance I get. You know, I'm calling women bitches in line. They cut me off. I'm fucking smacking them in the goddamn face. I am the most toxic of masculinity people that you could possibly imagine. I use it to help further myself in my everyday life. And I don't have any guilt about it. That's where I differ. I don't go around calling people out like Ethan does for exemplifying the same traits as myself. You know, that's not what I'm here to do.
Bro, the frat bro veneer it's rearing its head. I'm telling you, this whole left wing fucking illusion is falling to the wayside. You say it cried like a bitch?
First of all, she's a fucking bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you. How dare you?
But
you see how, look, this is what's so funny to me about this. You see the malice in this guy's face when he's not malice. I think is when you purposefully lie against somebody. So it's not he's lying. It's more animosity, right? You see the animosity in his face when he's saying this. He's like, she's a fucking bitch, you know? And that's right there. I mean, that's as toxic as masculinity can get, my friend. Like, when you have that much disdain in your face, that people can clearly see, that is every bit of you that is expressing your hatred for this person. And then that person happens to be a woman, and then you happen to call that woman a bitch. I mean, what are we doing here? This is it. This is the embodiment of the hypocrisy 3 shit that people are always talking about with this guy. You know, this is it.
Fucking illusion is falling to the wayside. You say
the frat guy illusion is falling to the wayside, right? Wait until you see he's about to say the most fratty shit in the most fratty way that you possibly can.
Cried like a bitch?
First of all, she's a fucking bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you.
Now picture him saying this with a couple Four Locos in his hand, right? And there's a bunch of kegs in the background instead of this green screen bullshit that he's got. And there's a couple dudes wearing backwards fucking snapbacks, right? All wearing duck shoes, very short shorts, no t-shirts. All their t-shirts are hanging out of their back pocket. Picture him in that scenario saying this stuff about this woman.
First of all, she's a fucking bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you. How dare you?
But the crying like a bitch part is really incredible to me. I think it makes him look bad. It doesn't make me feel bad at all. It's just, and yes, she is a fucking bitch. Somebody that laughs in the face of other fucking rape victims and immediately calls them liars, that's a fucking bitch of a person. I mean, I was overwhelmed with emotion, and I stepped away from the computer for a minute, and now his take, which again, this guy was apparently my friend, is that I cried like a bitch.
Dude, he's talking about when he stepped away from the computer when he cried like a bitch on Hassan's stream. That he goes, I was overwhelmed with emotions. I didn't know what to do. I had to cry off screen. This guy's calling me a bitch, right? This Denims girl says one critique about this guy's fucking content nuke. He's calling this girl a fucking bitch out the wazoo. And he's doing it. Hassan called him a little bitch. Like you just say to another guy, yo, quit being a little bitch. You know what I mean? Like that. He wasn't sitting there having this crazy ass angry expression on his face while he was doing it. He was just calling you out. You just attacking this woman's character all over some critiques. Come on, man. You're supposed to be the father of internet freaks, man. Like you're supposed to be accepting. You're not supposed to be talking like this.
She is earning the coveted distinction of being a fucking bitch. So, bitch is to express your emotions when overwhelmed is bitch-like, according to left-wing man against toxic masculinity, Hassan Piker. I've come here and I've made the distinction. I have decreed, let it be known, that Denims is a dumb fucking bitch.
That's right. And I'm not talking about the Leftovers episode where he actually cried. That was a beautiful
Wait, so that wasn't like a bitch. Okay. That part was not crying like a bitch. It was this. He's going to tell us which ones is okay and which ones aren't.
Look at that. Let's give it up for Ethan. This is the number one hero in the fight against toxic masculinity. And trust me, we're not done. Like this guy, he's... So what's something that Ethan complains about all the time? Is copyright, right? As a matter of fact, what was it, like 6 months ago? KSI ends up dropping that rap. Ethan loses his mind because they talk about it on the show and they think, oh, well, KSI is a YouTuber, right? And YouTubers, we don't claim each other on content. We react to each other's content. We never claim each other. That's like an unspoken YouTube rule. And what did KSI do? He claimed the fuck out of him. He claimed the shit out of him because Ethan was talking shit about his song. Fuck Ethan, right? That's what you think. Now, me, myself, I am a little bit on Ethan's side with this. I don't think that YouTubers should claim other YouTubers' content. I think it's stupid. I think that it's a violation of fair use. We all understand what fair use is. Trying to make it in this game. We're all fighting the same battle here. So you can't be claiming other people's shit. I agreed with Ethan on that. I wholeheartedly did. And then, wouldn't you know it, I would come to find my heart being broken by Mr. Klein, as I ended up finding a video of him abusing the copyright system, all to claim another creator's content who had made some critiques on Ethan that he did not like. Isn't that some shit? You think that what they used to have a nickname for him. Like, I'm not a day one H3. I saw the guy, I realized he was a shitty person. I was like, dude, this guy, you got to cover him. He's crazy, right? So that was that's how I found him. I just happened across this fucking guy. I'm not a day one. But there's like a lot of day ones. They call him like the grandfather of free use or some shit. He has like some whacked out ass nickname. It's like the grandfather or like the godfather of free use, something like that. Because he's such an advocate for it, right? Somebody who's such an advocate for free use should not be copyrighting someone's content like this. Let's scrub it back to the beginning and hit play. Check this out. I gotta turn up the volume, I forgot.
Bertulicious, do not worry, number 130 on YouTube.
I am proudly reporting this guy for, let's see, promotes terror. Does it promote terrorism? Kind of.
Look at that. First of all, whoever uploaded this clip is a fucking moron. How do you lower the volume by half when you upload the goddamn clip? I am pushing this fucking sound card to 11, my friend. You know Spinal Tap, where they go, why don't you turn the amp up to 10 and then you make 10 louder? He goes, well, this one goes to 11, you know? So I have my sound card turned up to 11 right now just to get the fucking volume out of this. Whoever uploaded this is retarded. But now check this. Ethan, he's actually sitting there going, I will gladly report this video. And now is contemplating on which one of these violations best suits this video. Right now what you're seeing is a break in Ethan's character. I know it's shocking. We don't see many of those, right? You're seeing a break in his character, a genuine break in his character. He's that much against using the copyright and the report system and all that, to the point to where he's unfamiliar with how to use it. He's not even familiar with these goddamn terms that are on the screen. He's never even looked at these before. So for him to be taking this kind of turn, for him to debase himself like this, is something that you don't get to see very often with many people. And it's very intriguing.
I don't know if that's the most accurate. It does promote terrorism.
Inciting hate.
Violent or
Violence.
hateful or abusive?
Yeah.
I feel like it's even worse than
Hateful.
that. I guess I'll do that.
Can you choose all of the above?
Promotes hate or violence. So that's perfect.
Listen to Hila. Can you choose all of the above? Can you choose every single one? Can we report it? Why don't you report it 9 times? Why don't you do that? Since you're so for this.
Yeah.
I'm helping clean YouTube up. Enjoy. Right?
Isn't that some shit? We won't even go through this whole thing. First of all, the volume is fucking atrocious. Like I can't deal with the volume on that. It is so goddamn bad. We'll go to this last Ethan Klein clip and then we're gonna go on to the next segment of the show. This one I wanted to show you. This one is very, very interesting. So this one, I'll tell you why I found this one so interesting. Is because they end up finding a post that Hila had posted on Instagram, right? Where she had talked about how one of the artists that she was about to potentially collab with on Teddy Fresh, all of a sudden, just in the last couple days, sends her an email and goes, hey, look, I apologize for this, but like I can't be associated with your company. I hope you understand. I appreciate everything, but we're going to have to part ways. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Right? Now, she loses her goddamn mind. Mind you, there was no context. They're going to show the email. No context in the email. All he said was he can't be associated with your company. There could be a million reasons why. Immediately, Hila goes to point out that she thinks it's because she's Jewish. Because her and Ethan are big old fat Jews. That's what they think that this is for, right? Now, my suspicion might be it's because Ethan just got done having a very public crash out where all of the internet is talking about it on a very divisive manner. Something that will divide people. That's what the word divisive means. It means it's to divide. It's a very divisive subject. It will divide people. So he's talking about a very divisive subject. He drops his crazy ass content nuke and he's on internet crashing the fuck out left and right. Everyone's talking about it. So people that want to, potentially work with you guys, they might see this as like a PR nightmare. That could be one issue. It could also be the fact that every other goddamn week, employees from Teddy Fresh are talking about how it sucks to work there. The place has got bad workplace practices. Hila's a fucking cunt to work. This, that, and the 9. Maybe it's all starting to catch up with you. But for some reason, these guys are blaming anything that happens on anti-Semitism. Like, they're worse than Democrats blaming Trump for shit. Like, the grocery store runs out of milk. All of a sudden, it's Trump's fucking fault. Somebody's grandmother dies of heart disease. Trump's fault. Like, everyone wants to blame this guy. Now, he's starting to make some crazy moves. I got a video I might show you a little later. So it's not without, merit completely. The guy's a nut. But you can't blame him for every little thing, right? And that's the same concept that they got going on here. Every problem in their goddamn lives, they attribute to anti-Semitism. Ethan stubs his big fat Jewish toe. And the chair was anti-Semitic. Now, watch.
Hila sent a message, wanted you to see this Instagram post.
Let's see here. I mean, the artist I wanted to collaborate with decided I don't want to be associated because I'm Israeli.
Now watch. Look, that was Hila's caption. Now what does the email say? I'm reading this. For those of you just listening at home, I'm reading this word for word. This says, I'm sorry. I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for your consideration. Now, unless you are a complete and utter monster, you would not take this as any other way than the most anti-Semitic email that the world has ever seen. When I read this, I legitimately thought Hitler himself had rose from his grave to write this goddamn thing. This is the most, you might as well have signed it with the big K at the end of it, That's how bad this thing was. As a matter of fact, I don't think that there was a single word in this email that was not anti-Semitic. Now, you would see how fucking ridiculous, even you listening understand that I'm doing a bit. It still sounds fucking crazy, right? Because it is. There's nothing anti-Semitic about this. You could chalk this up to anything. One of the many examples that I just read off before we started watching this clip. So, right out the rip, this guy is almost like justified in him not wanting to associate with the company because these two are automatically taking this as the most malicious threat and they're taking it to the furthest extreme.
Here's a quote. Sorry, I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for considering. I followed them for years, always supported them, and I have an ongoing painting of his at my house. Wait, what the fuck? Who's she talking about? When we talk about how serious the rise in anti-Semitism is, this is why it's scary for us. It's now so casual to just not want to associate with an Israeli just because I was born there.
Again, nobody said anything about being Israeli in that email. Nobody said anything about being Israeli in that email. So, right, I just got done giving you that Trump example. Everybody blames this guy for them catching a cold, right? So Hila just did the same thing. She just blamed this random artist for being racist, for being anti-Semitic, because he just simply doesn't want to work with her. Now, Ethan's about to do the same thing by blaming all of this on Hassan. Okay.
And I mean, I didn't know she posted this, but it's not just her. I mean, this is happening to Israeli artists. There's like a popular Israeli musician that we follow who's like pro-peace, totally like modern leftist, only just Israeli. That's it. They were born there. Their parents were born there, all of her tours are being canceled because she's Israeli. I mean, that's just not normal shit. And this is the result of Hassan's type of activism, where there's zero space. Forget nuance. I mean, it's like they're just all or nothing. Like, I mean, that's just not how the world works.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was possible to blame Hassan for this one, but yet here we are. So now watch this. This guy, he's about to call Hila. Just to ask her if it's okay for him to out this artist. See, so again, proving the guy's point that you guys are probably people that he doesn't want to get in bed with. Like, if you're already calling the guy a racist for not wanting to work with you, now, like I said, I'm about to hit play on this clip. Ethan's about to call Hila to ask her if he's allowed to out this guy on air for whatever potential backlash for him to get over this situation. So you're proving to this guy that, like, okay, well, if I wasn't going to get into bed with them for being Israeli, if I wasn't going to get into bed with them for the Teddy Fresh shit, that would all be enough right there, right? Now you're giving him this point to where, like, he's going, man, I really dodged a bullet. Because if I would have worked with them for, like, years and trusted them, and they knew all this shit about me, whatever, the second I would have crossed them, they would have tried to destroy my life. Like, you legitimately proven this guy's point. So now watch. Ethan's about to call Hila to ask her if he can out this guy, right? But not before talking a little bit of shit beforehand. Come on, this is H3.
I want to show it. Let me ask Hila. There's more stories. Can you open it? I don't know if I'm even logged into Insta.
Oh,
There's an album.
There's an album. Yeah, you can
Oh.
put it together.
Thank you. And I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened. There's been people who are like, we've been working with who just like suddenly will ignore. Like, there's someone who we worked with who they just stop responding to you. And while they're totally active and working on other people, like a deal you've already worked out and you're planning on, and then they just ghost you. And it's like, it's pretty obvious why. Needless to say, I'm taking...
How's it obvious why? How is it so obvious? Unless, I get it. You can kind of put stuff together. But to take it to that extreme, like, just because you don't get something you want, to all of a sudden take it to the extreme of saying the person on the opposite side responsible for it is a racist, an anti-Semite. You know, you can't, in in the public business world, you cannot just fucking throw these phrases around. And they come out of Ethan and Hila's mouths every fucking day. So you have to like call a spade here, guys. Like anyone who has any type of like business admirations, they have a company that they're trying to get off the ground, they're an artist who doesn't want to be, canceled, quote unquote, so people don't stop buying their stuff. These kind of people, they want to maintain like a certain status quo with their public image, with how they conduct themselves and stuff. So they don't want to associate with people who get into internet fights every other fucking day. That's kind of, and you guys are almost like a liability. Think about it. Think of all the lists of sponsors that will not work with you guys anymore just because you guys can't maintain a relationship with anyone. So it's not obvious. It's not. If anything, it'd be more obvious for the fact that you guys are just like literally two walking ass liabilities. That's it.
Taking down his art today. Not sure what to do with it. How do you think you are morally above us all when you're just judging people based on where they are from? You were fucking lucky you were born in America and you get to fucking sit there and judge people who had no choice where they were born, whose parents were born there. You dumb scumbag. You are morally lucky. That's it. You have no hard decisions to make. All you get to do is fucking parade around social media and act high and mighty. What a scumbag. What a scumbag, man.
See what I'm talking about? That's exactly the type of behavior that I'm talking about. If you really were worried about working with this guy, like wait until you hear Hila when he calls her. She's fucking devastated. She's crying her ass off. It's obvious that this working relationship meant something to her. So you sitting there again, proving this guy's point by calling him a scumbag the second that you guys don't disagree on, or the second you guys disagree on something. You can't agree on working together, right? He sent you an email with no malice behind it, or no animosity behind it, no hard feelings behind it. Thank you for your consideration. Goodbye. Very, very polite email, if you ask me. That's the politest way to say that you're breaking up with someone in the business world. So right out the rip, you're proving him right by sitting there calling him a scumbag and shit. Like it's fucking crazy. Now listen to this guy. Listen to Hila. It's actually crazy. She picks up the phone. She's fucking devastated, bro.
That's it. And you guys have had a relationship.
Now, let's go back a little bit. I want you guys to hear the beginning of the phone call. Listen to this.
He's somewhat known, right? You guys know who he is. I've never heard of him.
You don't.
Oh, I can hear myself. Should I out him, Hila?
Hila wants to make sure everybody knows it's not Alex Pardee.
Thank you for saying that.
It would never.
Alex is a king.
It's not Alex. Yeah, no, Alex is a... should I out him?
It's not Alex Pardee. He's a saint. He's the best person.
Yeah, Alex is a sweetheart.
I don't know is it morally okay to say who he is. Whatever you guys think, I don't care.
I mean, if I say who he is, it's probably just get a bunch of snarkers buying his art, but I don't care. People should be... I think people should be, I mean, listen, it's not right. So it's kind of up to you, though. This is your field.
I don't know.
Maybe just don't. You always can later. Don't make an emotional decision, is my advice.
What a fucking rude, what an asshole response to, like, it's almost like he's, yeah, and by the way, like, he doesn't even dignify you with the response of, like, it's like, no, I can't fucking be associated with this company. That's it. And you guys...
That's the nicest way to say that. That's legit. I mean, like I said earlier, it's legitimately the nicest way to break up with someone in the business world. That is the nicest way you could do it.
You guys have had a relationship. Like, he knows you.
I'm just annoyed because it's not the first one. There's another person right now that is doing the same thing to me, somebody that I'm already working with. So, I don't know. This one really got to me because I have his art at my house, and it's like, what the fuck do I do with that? I appreciate the art. I don't want to destroy it, but I also don't want it here.
Can't support him.
Now watch this. Hila's about to again, blame Hassan Piker for this. Like, this is wild. Watch this.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that all that happened. It's just fucked up. It's just so fucked, dude. There's nothing else to say about it. And it's just so fucking disgusting. And this is the result of this activism that this is the result of Hassan's activism. This is what it resounds to. Alienation, hate, racism, and zero fucking progress for people in Gaza. Zero. I mean,
he actively didn't help make sure we don't get Trump in office. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I hope he's happy with like Trump-Lindia that we're gonna get there.
Listen to this. They're blaming Hassan for this artist not wanting to work with them, and Hila's now blaming Hassan for President Trump getting elected. Give it up for H3. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It does not get any better than that. That is actually insane. So we're gonna turn on a couple tunes while we get ready to play this fucking Adam Friedland on Jesse Lee Peterson's The Fallen State. Wait until you see that. Let's get ready to spark up a J or whatever it is you got to smoke. Listen to a couple more tunes, and then we'll get ready to jump into our next segment on this wonderful episode of Lost Aux Media. Thank you again for joining me.
If I be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table, cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you. Baby, take my hand, hold it tight just like you do. Feels so good, so good. When I wake up in the morning and I see your face, I'm becoming blind by your dazzling grace. What a beautiful feeling to be close to you. There's nothing else I wanna do. Ooh, and from the fields of flowers you just do pick me.
Nice little lovey-dovey tune to get us in the mood while we smoke a little bit of grass and get ready for some JLP on The Fallen State. If you don't know this Jesse Lee Peterson guy, let me tell you about him. He's this like old black dude. Like old, really skinny, like decrepit almost black dude. But he like, from surface level, like if you just scroll across his content, you'd think he hates black people. You'd think he's like a very Trump supporting, pro-white, like Uncle Tom is what they call these guys in the black communities. You know, he's an Uncle Tom ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that's real pro-white. You know, it's Jesse Lee Peterson. But one of the bigger things this guy is known for is getting people onto his show and completely rattling the fuck out of their goddamn cages. If you thought Matan Evan was bad, wait until you see Jesse Lee Peterson, because Jesse Lee Peterson does it in a completely different way than Matan. Matan likes to play the ridiculousness card, you know what I mean? He just hits you with shit out of left field, get some creepy people on set to make you uncomfortable in the moment, you know, stuff like that. Jesse, on the other hand, will ask you probably some of the most jarring questions that you're going to get asked, but in the most serious of ways. And that is what makes Jesse Lee Peterson such a fucking genius, you know? And if you know anything about Adam Friedland, you know that Adam is one of those ridiculous types as well, right? To where, like, he doesn't take anything serious. He's one that's very good for ruining an interview, if you will. So, when I saw these two getting together for an interview, I thought, well, this is going to be like comedy goddamn gold. And I wasn't wrong. Wait until you see this. This is pure gold.
When times get tough, you need to get round. No need to look backward. Put your feet on the ground. Stand up. Stand up.
Look, I show you this guy's intro because, like, look at how serious this is. Like, you see this and you think like this is a serious. This is going to be a serious show. And you listen to the name. It's called The Fallen State. The host name is Jesse Lee Peterson. It sounds very official, you know? Like, what's the other guy? Jordan Peterson, I think, right? Yeah, Jordan Peterson. It's like all these like big names like that. They sound official. Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know? That sounds pretty goddamn official. You come to find out the guy actually knows nothing about astrophysics. It's like insane. He's like literally just a face on media. So you see this intro, you think this guy's going to be the most serious motherfucker in the world. Wrong. Look at this.
When times get tough, you need to get found. No need to look backward. Put your feet on the ground.
He's got to share his message with the world. He's got it. This guy's got to share his message.
Welcome to the Fallen State. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being with me. Don't forget to support our work. Continue to support it by going to thefallenstate.tv and locals.com in the description. I have with me today Adam. What's Adam's name?
Friedland.
Oh. I have with me Adam Friedland. He is a stand-up comedian and the host of the Adam Friedland show.
Friedland. Yeah, Friedland. Yeah.
Friedland
show. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. To my show.
You murdered that intro, Jesse.
That
was a little bit of a power play, right?
Adam Friedland.
You came in, you were like, I don't even know this guy's name.
Now, you think it might be a power play. I don't, and honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if it is. That's the one thing that makes this fucking guy so... I mean, look at this fucking guy's face. That's what makes this guy so fascinating, is like, he totes this line where you're like, is he retarded? Like, is he an asshole? Or is he just retarded? That's like, it kind of takes you there, because he answers these questions with like such an authenticity, almost like he asks the questions with like such an authenticity. He carries himself with this like weird authenticity that you just can't help but shake. So Adam's sitting here going, well, you fucked up my name on purpose, right? That was like a power play of you. And if you're familiar with Jesse, you think that it probably is a power play. But like I said, he walks that line to where you go, but maybe he is just old and stupid. I really don't know. I cannot tell.
You were like, I don't even know this guy's name.
No, I've done so many shows today.
How many shows have you done today?
I did 3 hours of radio this morning from 6 to 9. And then you're the third hour of the Fallen State taping today.
Oh my God, you're exhausted. And the fires are happening around the building.
The fires burn everything.
You're going to podcast through the apocalypse.
Yes. Amazing, huh?
All right.
But I have with me Adam Friedland, stand-up comedian and the host of the Adam Friedland show. The what?
Who set this up?
My producer.
And what, he thought me? He was like, Jesse's going to love talking to just the most obnoxious guy in history.
Look at Adam. He looks like a fucking turtle. He reminds me of one of those like turtles from the Super Mario games. You play a game of Mario Party nowadays with the graphics and shit, you could see those turtles in 3D. They got curved noses like this, very bulgy ass eyes like Adam. You slap a wig on one of those goddamn turtles and we are in business. Adam looks like a Jew.
I love talking to this guy.
And I'm already enjoying it.
Are you?
Yeah.
We're having a nice time.
Yeah.
We had a nice talk before this started.
Absolutely.
I was told before you came into the room that I had to sign the consent form because you don't trust me.
Right. You know how the Jews are, right?
What are you doing, Jew? You're starting with this Jew?
So right out the rip, Mr. Peterson is coming with some fucking fire. So Adam is like, yeah, man, I was talking to you before we started recording. You were trying to get me to sign this release form. You said you didn't trust me. First thing Jesse says to him is, well, you know how those Jews are, right? You know, you can't trust them. You can't trust them, especially in business and entertainment and stuff. You guys got quite the reputation. So Ethan Klein would love a guy like Jesse Lee Peterson. You have to admit it. They would, because Ethan would have to like Jesse because he's black. Ethan's one of those people that's like, well, black people can't do anything wrong. You know, he's one of them. So he would love a guy like Jesse. No matter how much anti-Semitic shit he said to him, Ethan would love this guy, I bet. So right out the rip, he's coming at him with this anti-Semitic rigmarole, right? And he's going to continue to try to shake the fuck out of Adam's cage like this throughout the entire thing.
Jews are right.
Oh, let's go back.
Before you came into the room, that I had to sign the consent form because you don't trust me.
Right. You know how the Jews are, right?
What are you doing, Jew? You're starting with this Jew?
Yeah, he is.
You know, we gave you the form to sign weeks ago, and you're like, oh, okay.
I have podcasted for 9 years. I've done hundreds of podcasts,
right?
Different ones. Never done this.
Right.
You have a professional outfit, a real professional outfit.
You know why you didn't do it? Because you didn't sign them.
You're saying that a Jew doesn't want to sign a legal... You're the one with a legal form for your podcast.
I'm not going to lie. Jesse's kind of got a point here. Look at this asshole. This is what is so perplexing about him is you can't stay mad at this guy. And he says the craziest shit. I mean, and he's kind of got a point with Adam here. I'm not going to lie. He's saying that he gave Adam this release form weeks ago, and Adam hasn't signed it. Kind of Jewy, if you ask me. Kind of Jewy, you know. So he doesn't know Adam. He kind of almost justifiably has a rightful reason to not trust Adam. You know, it has nothing to do with him being Jewish. He's making fun of Adam because Adam's Jewish, but he just doesn't trust him because he didn't sign the release form that he was supposed to sign weeks ago. That would make me not want to trust the guy either. I'd be like, this guy's going to try to get on my show and just do whatever the fuck he wants. He can't do that.
You're Moses over here. You're coming down from Mount Sinai with your consent forms.
That's right. Amazing.
I'm the guy I'm the live and let live Christian who's like, what the heck are these, what this paperwork all about? I'm giving you a sermon on the Mount.
What a mess.
What a mess.
Ask, you were a lawyer before you became a comedian, right?
No, I got into law school, yeah.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about Adam's law school bullshit, right? Now watch this. Jesse's gonna shake this guy's cage again. Watch. He's already hitting him with the Jewish shit. And trust me, it gets a little bit worse every time. By the time we get to the last time code, Jesse's going to be asking him crazy shit that's going to literally put this guy on his ass. He's like backed up into a corner, the questions that Jesse asks him. Watch, they get worse.
Snapped. And like, we watched like a lot of that kind of stuff. That was like, and he would be like, tell me when I'm being a dummy. And then my mom was very nurturing. So it's not like closer. It's just like different.
Right. I understand.
It's
and so
a love from a father and love from a mother.
When your mother would irritate you, would you tell your dad to help you deal with her? How did you do?
No.
You would not tell your father to help you deal with your mother?
No.
What's that supposed to mean? See, now this is, if you are someone who reads between the lines and shit, this guy is basically asking him, like, when your mom would upset you, would you get your dad to beat the fuck out of her? You know what I mean? Would you get your dad to just hit her with a couple of them lumps? You know? Tell your dad to add a couple lumps of sugar to her coffee? You know? Give her a knuckle Sammy? You know what I mean? Put her in one of those 4-finger leg locks? You know? Make her tap once or twice, WWE style, suplex that bitch to the table? Huh? You get your dad to do that for you? And this is going to start to shake Adam because he's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck are you trying? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? He like doesn't know how to like answer back. And it's going to, watch, you're going to see it's going to really throw him off.
It's just like different
I understand.
You know, it's
And so
a
when
love
your
from
mother,
a father and love from a mother.
when your mother would irritate you, would you tell your dad to help you deal with her? How did you
No.
You would not tell your father to help you deal with your mother?
No.
How did
No
you
way.
deal with her when she would irritate you?
She didn't really ever. She was the best.
So your mother was.
She was a great lady.
Really? And
She
so
never
she
really
never irritated you at all growing up?
No,
Really?
not at all. No. I had she wasn't like a stereotypical.
See, like now Adam, he's sitting there smiling all awkwardly. He's trying to like turn the subject. This guy is like really trying to stab at him.
Jewish mother. She wasn't like you're killing me. Like you wish I was dead. Kind of Trump acts like a lot of my friends' Jewish mothers, where he's like, no one respects me. You guys, no one appreciates me. Very unfair. Like a lot of my friends' moms used to act like that.
Right.
But my mom was just lovely. Yeah. She irritated. I can't even fathom her irritating me. I would be a little schmuck to her. I'd be a little like I was like a know-it-all, like whatever.
Come on, typical Jewish fashion. This guy's like running his goddamn mouth. Jesse, are you going to hit him with a goddamn question, or do we have to go to the next time code?
And so would your father irritate you at times?
Yeah, and like a male, like you know.
Okay, let's go to the next one. So look, he's going to try to rattle him again. Hopefully this one's a little better. I remember the first one being better than that.
You know?
Right on. So how
That's
did
why
you
I got in. That's why I got funny.
How did you become angry?
Why am I angry?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. How did you become angry?
Yeah, the way he asked him that, he goes, yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. Now, why? I got to go back a little bit. So he's like asking him like how he became funny, right? And Adam gives him his like explanation. Oh, this is how I became funny. Blah. I was locked in a trunk for 3 months as a kid. I didn't have contact with a single human until I was 3 months old. And then I became the funniest Jew on my block. That's like usually how they go. They go, I was traumatized as a kid. My dad used to touch me 19 times a day. Now I'm Annie Letterman. You know what I mean? Like that's always the story that you get. So Adam ends up telling him the story. And then out of nowhere, like with no context to this, no lead up, nothing, Jesse just goes, why are you, then what made you such an angry guy? And Adam's like, whoa, like, how am I an angry guy? And Jesse, without even skipping a beat, goes, well, that's what I'm trying to find out. So, like, you tell me, like, why you're such an angry guy. Now, you see how he kind of, like, he did almost like an infinity symbol on him. It's like, no matter what, he has to answer the question of why he's an angry guy just because of the way Jesse's twisting his words to him. This is actually pretty goddamn good.
How did you become angry?
Honestly, I would navigate things by being funny a lot of the times.
Right.
Like I make a joke, you know, but that was like to, you know, get out. That was a little rascal and try and get out of trouble. You know?
Right on. So how
that's
did
why
you
I got in. That's why I got funny.
How did you become angry?
Why am I angry?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. How did you become angry?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out.
I don't know. I wouldn't conceive of myself as angry.
Do you have do you have anger?
I'm trying to think of it. I don't know. Like when a girl like says like you say like is everything okay? And they're like, I'm fine. Right? And then you're like, are you sure?
Right.
And then like 4 days later, they're like, this is the thing I was mad about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't you fucking tell me 4 days ago?
Yeah.
But that's not anger. It's just like girls, you try to understand them, but they're like a different species.
Right.
But like your whole life, we're just going to try as hard as we can to understand them.
See, so now Adam tries to get out of this by he's like filibuster fucking 101. Every time Jesse throws something at him, like just now, Jesse asked him this question about being angry. He compares himself to a girl by going, I'm not angry. It's more like when you ask your girlfriend and she seems angry and she goes, I'm fine. I'm like that. I'm like a woman like that. You know what I mean? And then filibusters this guy for like the next 35 minutes. It's fucking crazy. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. Now let's check out some more rage or cage rattling. I like this. I like to see these little shake the cage a little bit. I picture Adam in there and he's a bald parrot, you know? Because I said he looked like a turtle earlier. Now that I'm mentioning it, he kind of looks more like a bald parrot. So I picture this situation being Adam in a cage. He is a bald parrot. It's a bald parrot's body. It's Adam's head, right? And I picture Jesse Lee Peterson on the outside of the cage, shaking it up a little bit. That's why this is so funny to me. You have to imagine that kind of shit sometimes to really get the juice out of the clip. You know what I mean? You can't just... Reality is what you wield it to be, right? That's what Ethan Klein says about Hassan Piker. So if Hassan Piker can do it, why can't you?
And then there came a point growing up.
Let me ask you
where
this.
people... What?
Let me ask you this because of time.
What's up?
Are you a liberal Jew or a conservative Jew?
Someone please call 911. Look at how serious Jesse looks in this. And Adam just looks like somebody hit him with a goddamn flashbang. He even has the glare in his glasses. That shit's about to fucking shake the shit out of him. Are you a liberal Jew or a conservative Jew? That's not even that crazy of a question, but people are such pussies about the word Jew nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, people will legitimately treat you calling someone a Jew, if they are Jewish, as if you called like a black guy the N-word sometimes, you know? Like, people really get fucking crazy about that word. So, when you hear it come out of a crazy old bat like Jesse Lee Peterson, it sounds nuts. It does sound like it's like somebody stabbing you with that word. Are you a liberal Jew or a conservative Jew? And when you throw like a nickname-y type shit on it like that, like a weird nomenclature, are you a conservative Jew? Makes you sound like a super Jew or something like that. Like you're some sort of Jewish robot that's going to be like a transformer. You're going to go from this into like Mecha Jew. You know what I mean?
What's up?
Are you a liberal Jew or a conservative Jew?
Conservative Jew.
No, I'm not a liberal. For sure not.
Are you a conservative?
No.
Do you participate in politics at all?
I don't know. I mean, what do you mean participate? Like voting?
Yeah.
I have voted. Yeah, sure. In the past. Yeah.
You're not sure if you vote or not?
I have voted. Yeah, for sure.
And did you vote for?
I live in New York, right? So like, what's the point of voting? Because like Kamala is going to win by a bunch. So it's kind of your vote doesn't really matter unless you're in a swing state, right?
Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
Did you vote for the Great White what? This is something I forgot to mention to you guys about Jesse Lee Peterson. He calls Donald Trump the Great White Hope. That's like that's legitimately his nickname for Donald Trump. The Great White Hope. That is some shit. This guy has been pulling the craziest moves since he got into office. He's like fucking deporting people with like legitimate papers. This guy just went over to fucking Israel, sucked off that fucking Netanyahu guy a little bit, was like, oh, we're going to take over Gaza. I thought the whole point of us voting this guy in was to make America rich. God damn it. We don't need that shit. Whoa, now we're going to rebuild some rubble pile out there? Come on, man. You're better than this. This guy was globbing Netanyahu so goddamn hard. I thought we were all free Palestine in this motherfucker. What happened? You should see. I wish I had the video to show it to you. This guy, they go and do some meeting, right, with this Netanyahu guy. He's like the leader of Israel, right? So he goes to do this meeting with this guy behind closed doors, comes out, tells the fucking press, hey, we're going to take over Gaza. We're going to make it so awesome that nobody's going to want to come back. So we're going to deploy American troops out to that bitch, take a stronghold of it. Netanyahu's sitting there rubbing his fucking nipples. Because he knows. He goes, I got America in my back pocket. That guy is the one who has the real JFK files. You know what I mean? So he's got some dirt. There's got to be something. There's no way we're that, like, cool with Israel. Some fucking random-ass Jewish state. Like, they got to have some dirt on us or something. So he goes in there, says, we're going to take over Gaza. Netanyahu is rubbing his goddamn nipples. He's licking his lips. He loves it so goddamn much. Then Netanyahu needs to go sign a piece of paper. Trump pulls out the chair for this guy and tucks the chair in for him as he's sitting down. You ain't never seen Trump do no shit like that for nobody. You ain't never seen... You see videos of Trump, like, touching, like, Saudi Arabian royalty and shit, and part of their culture is, like, nobody can lay a hand on them for any reason. And he does it on purpose, just to fuck with them. And this guy globbing up Netanyahu, bro. And now, we got Jesse Lee Peterson calling him the Great White Hope. Ain't that some shit?
Right?
Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
For
Did
who?
you? The Great White Hope.
Who's that? Trump's?
Yeah, who else?
Donald? No, I didn't vote for him.
Come on, bitch. You know who the Great White Hope is. Don't play fucking dumb. Now, look, this is going to be the last one because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I remembered these time codes being way juicier than they actually were. But this one, he actually asked them a pretty fucking jarring-ass question. Listen to this.
Are socialists in the Republican Party?
So let me ask you this. What's wrong with the blacks?
What do you mean, what's wrong with blacks?
What's wrong with the blacks?
Again, somebody calling them blacks. It sounds so offensive. And to come from a guy like this, some Uncle Tom ass motherfucker like this, sounds very off-putting.
Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? Well, I don't know. They've given us incredible culture.
Like what?
He's not asking you what they did good, Adam. He's asking you what's wrong with them. What's wrong with the blacks? Answer the question. See, this is what makes people seem so racist, right? If somebody asked you a question like that and you answered it, you're not racist towards black people just because you go, well, one thing that's wrong with them is they always seem to let the batteries go out in their fire alarms, right? You always hear that beep in the background when somebody's recording a video, right? And then all of a sudden somebody goes, well, he's racist towards black people. Well, why didn't you ask me what's wrong with Puerto Ricans? I could tell you what's wrong with them. I'm Puerto Rican. I got the inside scoop, you know? You could ask me that question about anybody. It doesn't mean I'm racist towards that person. Now, if you ask me what's wrong with the blacks, right? And I said, they're all N-words. They all smell like shit. They're fucking watermelons and fried chicken. That's racist. That's racist as fuck. You know, there's a way to answer the question, right? But when you're just like some white dude, somebody asks you a question like that, and you go, nothing. What do you mean? I would never against a black person, against anyone. We all know a guy looking like this is dropping the N-word at least 5 times a week. You know, you might not say it every day, but you're saying it. You're saying it, trust me. When you're hanging out with the other Jews, you're trying to tell me you don't... When you guys all congregate in the tunnels underneath New York, you're trying to tell me you don't drop a couple N-bombs? Yeah, okay. Fat fucking chance. So when Jesse asks him this question like this, just answer it, man. Just don't say some racist shit. Just be like, well, they're late a little more often than I would like them to be. You know, they show up to production a couple hours late sometimes. Say some funny shit. You're a comedian. Just make something up. This is what's happening. You show your cards when you answer the question like this. You know, if you really weren't at least a smidge racist, you just blow it off as a joke or something. You know, but when you get caught up like this, ooh, you might as well be playing poker with your hand face up, my friend.
Are socialists in the Republican Party?
So let me ask you this. What's wrong with the blacks?
Huh? What do you mean, what's wrong with blacks?
What's wrong with the blacks?
Well, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Tell him, Adam. Tell him.
Well, I don't know.
Tell him all the shit that you say at the comedy club when nobody else is around. Tell him all the shit that you say at the fucking what's the cellar in New York when you guys are out there down there sucking each other off. You know what I mean? When you and Mark Norman are sitting there kissing on each other. Tell him what you say about black people when you are behind closed doors. Just say it.
Well, I don't know. They've given us incredible culture.
Like what?
The America, yeah, they're like America's got the best culture because we have cool black people.
What type of incredible culture they've given you?
Dude, listen to the way Jesse says that. That is Uncle Tom, dude. The way he said that's very condescending. The way he says that, he goes, "What incredible culture did they bring to America?" That's fucking nuts to say, dude.
Culture because we have cool black people.
What type of incredible culture they've given you?
Yo,
I mean,
Jesse.
everything.
Like what?
Jazz,
music,
rock and roll. Yeah.
Oh, and what else?
Tell him.
Sports?
What?
Sports?
And what else?
Entertainment.
Okay, so they can dance.
Art?
And they can dance and they can sing.
Yeah, America lets them.
They can dance and they can sing. Dude, Jesse is racist as fuck, dude. That's wild to see, man. Like, he's like one of the people that you would see on a show like Maury. That, it really is. This is like a spectacle. Every single time you tune into the Fallen State, this is a spectacle to see. Because all the stuff that I'm not showing you is them having like a genuine conversation, which you never see come out of Adam's mouth. Anytime he's on a podcast, he tries to like ruin it or make jokes, make an ass out of the host, whatever the situation may be. This guy, although he's asking him these crazy off-putting questions, although he comes off as the most racist black man in the world towards other black people, he actually has a genuine conversation with him in between the time codes. Go watch it for yourself. It will actually change your faith. If you're a racist man like Jesse Lee Peterson, it'll make you like black people because Jesse hates them.
Them do that, but they don't give them anything else.
And why do we need to give them anything?
What do you mean?
What else should
What
we
are you
give them?
trying to get me to do right now? I'm not going to tell you this. Jesse, what are you doing? Listen, I'm not a fucking. I'm not a. What do you think? I'm a political scientist, sociologist. Here, ask me what's wrong with the blacks. You tell me what's wrong with the blacks. You're the guy that you go on TV, right, or on the internet. You're like, I'm black, and I think that black people stink, right, or suck.
No, I say I'm black and I'm slow.
That's true.
You're slow?
Yeah.
And then there are white guys that watch it and they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. Of course, white guys eat this up. What are you talking about? Give it up for Jesse Lee Peterson. Trying to ask Adam Friedland what's wrong with the blacks. Can't get a fucking solid answer out of the guy to save his goddamn life. What do you guys say that we have a little bit of a smoke, eh? I want to do a little bit of giving back to the audience, if you will, you know? We have a very special listener in the chat, goes by the name of Jackson, right? Now, Jackson had asked me months ago if he could submit some of his band's music to the show. And I had said no. And I spit on my computer and I said, fuck off, right? Then I felt bad. No, I'm kidding. I would never say that to one of you guys. I said, yeah, submit it, and, you know, I'll see if it sounds good. I'll put it on the show. You know, I'm sorry, guys, I cannot put anything that sounds crazy on the show. It's got to be at least listenable. You know what I mean? So I didn't make any promises. I said, you send it over, I'll listen to it, right? Turns out the guy's band's got a couple bops, man. Got a couple good ones to smoke to, at least. So I want to give good old Action Jackson's band a little bit of a play while we have a couple puffs before we get into our next segment. The name of Jackson's band is called Speckle, and this song is called Birds. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me on yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. Be sure to check out lostaux.media for anything up to date with Lost Aux Media, buy merch to support the show, and things of the like. Once again, let's have a little bit of a listen to Birds by Speckle and have a couple smokes before we get into our next segment. Thanks again for joining me on Lost Aux Media.
It's hard you crack the window and turn the radio on.
Sounds like a mix of, well, not a mix. Sound a lot like the Joy Formidable. I don't know. You guys ever hear of that band, the Joy Formidable? I actually really enjoy that band. Another good band, a little like folky type band with a female singer. They have a very similar voice effect to this. I kind of like that.
Can't find the intersection. Thought you'd remember the way my jeans are ripping at the knee. My hands are shaking visibly.
You guys can't see my legs because I refuse to show them, but they're bopping right now. Thank you for the tune. Let's give it up to Jackson in the chat. Once again, the name of the song is called Birds by the band Speckle. So, you guys remember earlier I was telling you about that Trump meeting up with Netanyahu, right? Globbing on some cock, dude. Well, all of that stuff was a little more serious than really what I'd care to talk about. But there was one good clip that came out of that. One little funny banger that came out of that whole entire Netanyahu visit / press conference. This woman starts asking what Trump is going to do with the state of Afghanistan and what it is right now. And it's like, lady, we're all talking about fucking Gaza, dude. What are you talking about with Afghanistan? That's not even the funniest part about the goddamn clip. She starts asking Trump all of this stuff. I understood the woman just fine. Trump, on the other hand, did not understand a lick of what came out of this bitch's mouth. Listen to this.
Go ahead.
As our expectation from you. Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist.
Look, right away, she goes, are you able to change Afghanistan situation right now? Are you able to recognize the Taliban? Because I am an Afghani journalist. That's what she's saying so far. I didn't understand the first part where she introduced herself. She was probably like, I work for blah, blah, blah newspaper or something. Some crazy ass shit that nobody's going to understand. The second she went to ask her question, I understood every word that was coming out of her mouth. Once again, she goes, are you able to change the situation in Afghanistan? Are you able to recognize the Taliban? That's what she said.
Taliban, because I'm an Afghan journalist, Afghan suffered woman. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people?
Any comments on Afghanistan? What's your future plans for the Afghani people?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying.
Look at that. He goes, where are you from? I'll send $100 to that country just so they can maybe get some better translators because I can't understand a word you're saying. Yeah. And of course, like typical Trump fashion, this is what's so funny about it. He always tries to turn it back around on you to like make you feel better. So he sits there and goes, I can't understand a word that you're saying. But to make her feel better, he goes, it's a beautiful accent. It's a beautiful accent. It's a beautiful country wherever you're from. Because I clearly didn't understand what you said when you said it. So whatever accent that is, it's a gorgeous woman. You know, and just to turn it around on her. He goes, it's a gorgeous accent. Only thing is, I can't understand a lick of it.
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But I just say this. Good luck. Live in peace. Go ahead, please.
Look at that. I love that. So after all that, instead of... See, this is my suspicion. I think that he actually understood exactly what she was saying, and he didn't want to answer the question. Because like I said earlier, this whole meeting is about Gaza, bitch. Nobody cares about Afghanistan right now. We were done with that. Are we done with that? I think we're not in there anymore, right? If we are, somebody fact check me and put it in the chat. because we have to be 100% accurate at Lost Aux Media. You never know when a lawsuit's coming. So, yeah, he probably understood exactly what she was saying, and this is his way of not answering it. Because as soon as, rather than sit there and go to somebody else and go, can somebody tell me what she said? Can somebody tell me what she said so I can answer her stupid fucking question? Right? Instead of doing that, he looks at the girl dead in her eyes and goes, good luck. Whatever it is that you have go. She could have asked him the most devastating shit. And he looks at her and goes, whatever it is, good luck. And live free and prosper, or whatever the hell he says. That is classic, dude. That right there. This is classic like millionaire, billionaire type shit. Tim Dillon says something like this, and he's got a point about this. A millionaire or a billionaire, they'll be on a golf course, right? They'll hear the most crazy shit. That guy that we're friends with, his parents just got done committing murder-suicide, killed all of his kids, he's the only one left. And then right after that, all of his assets burned to the ground. And the millionaire go, that happened to Sean? I wish him well. And then they go, 4, and then they fucking smack the ball, and that's the last you hear of it. And Tim says this about rich people, and he's right. And this is exactly what Trump is doing here. She asked this question about Afghanistan, the state of Afghanistan, and the state of her people, and if he's going to do anything about the Taliban terrorist group that is riddling their lives with fucking horror and terror and fear and all this other crazy shit, right? And his response to her is he goes, I wish you well, 4, and he fucking smacks the ball. It might as well be what he did.
Time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But I just say this, good luck. Live in peace. Go ahead, please.
Good luck. Live in peace. Because God knows we're not doing a fucking thing for you. So, live in peace. You Afghani dog. That's like, this is Trump's words, not mine. Trump's words, not mine. I did not call that woman anything but beautiful. That woman is 100% beautiful. So let's move on to some fucking Dave Portnoy pumping and dumping business. This is gold. Okay, so let me tell you, you guys thought pump and dumps were illegal? Oh, boy, were you wrong, okay? They're supposed to be, right? You're not supposed to be able to do that. It's pretty much almost like committing like fraud with stocks, kind of. Or it's like what they call the FEC or the EEC or whatever, the CC that does the stock market. They call it market manipulation, right? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to like purposely manipulate the market in your favor to fuck over all the little guys underneath. It's supposed to be illegal. Companies get away with it all the time. Influencers get away with it all the time. Jake Paul, Hawk Tooie, anyone from the FaZe clan, every single one of them is shilling off fucking crypto scams out the ass. None of them get arrested for it, right? Coffeezilla's been covering every single goddamn one of them. We're going to talk about Hawk Tooie later on. But Dave Portnoy, being the business genius that he is, he saw an opportunity where he goes, hey man, what if I take these shit coins, right? I take these shit coins, right? The ones that aren't selling at all. And I tweet about them and pump them up myself. But when I do it, I tell people that I'm doing this with the intention of selling it and fucking over whoever's left over in the end. So I'm being upfront about it. You know, he sits there and he goes, well, I watch Elon Musk. Back in the day, he tweets, Doge to the moon, right? Everybody starts buying Dogecoin. And the shit starts going up. And then what does Elon do? He fucking sells it right after his taping of SNL. Leaves a bunch of people holding bags, right? But he didn't tell everyone that he was going to rug pull. That's where he made the mistake. You know? So Dave sees that. He goes, I'm not going to make the same mistake. No, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to tell everyone, yo, let's buy fucking eggplant penis coin, right? I'm going to buy like $10,000, $50,000 worth of eggplant penis coin. And then in like a day or two, I'm going to sell it. Everyone, you hold on to the rocket ship as long as you can. but don't be there when it explodes. And that's basically the message that he's giving off here. You guys can hold on to the rocket ship as long as you want, but when that rocket ship explodes, you don't want to be the one holding on to it at that moment. So now, tell me, is it genius or is it criminal? Is he like Robin Hood right now where he goes, I'm giving you guys this opportunity. I'm going to announce when I buy it. So there's your opportunity to buy it when I buy it because it's going to go up when I tweet about it. And you have to make the decision yourself when to sell it. He even, at the end of his tweets, he even puts disclaimers on it that goes, invest at your own risks. So is he Robin Hood? Or is he just another one of these crypto scumbags that's just rug pulling like the rest of us? Does it even matter to you guys in the chat that he's being upfront about the fact that he's going to rug pull it? Does that change it at all? I don't know. Let's hear what he has to say about it, though.
All right, so I'm going to make a video on this shitcoin world, which I've never had shitcoin, never knew how to get into shitcoins. I understand what a shitcoin is. It's like the rocket game on DK. Like, how much are you going to press till the rocket explodes? There's a million of these coins, a million of them. I finally, Austin, my guy, taught me how to get in. If I tweet about a coin, and I did it twice today, it was the, that reality show coin, Montoya. I bought that. Tweeted that I bought it, thing went up. Then I sold it. I did Josh Allen MVP, same thing. Tweeted, hey, I'm buying this, I'm going to sell it. I turned like 10 grand total into like 75 grand. I don't even know how. Like, it happened so fast. I know if I just sat and did this, and you wait longer, sometimes you don't. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I feel
Look
as though...
This guy just stumbled across the same epiphany that every single 13-year-old has had since 2016. He goes, well, I could just sit around and trade meme coins. Like, why even go to college? You know, kids nowadays, college is a fucking joke to them. They all look at this, they go, man, I could trade fucking stock options on my phone, man. You see videos of it all the time on TikTok and Twitter and shit. It would be like a 13-year-old kid rug pulls people for like $20,000 off of some dink doink level fucking meme coin, right? So Dave is sitting here literally questioning his life. He's like, well, what have I been doing all this time? I'm wasting time with Barstool. I bought the company back for $1. You know, what am I doing? I could have just been trading meme coins this whole time. So he's sitting there having that epiphany. Now, again, is it right or is it wrong that he's being upfront about it? That's the part that I'm struggling with. I'm like, do you grab onto the rocket? Or do you just sit there and go, nah, this guy's a fucking idiot? Because listen, let's say he tweets about some coin, it shoots up 500% in an hour. If you put $50 into that, you're looking at like what, 250? I mean, 5x, right? Am I crazy? I don't know. Like, should we all become meme coiners with Dave Portnoy? I think that we should all sink everything into this. Like, if you're really trying to get a quick buck, this is the way to do it. There's no way in hell that everyone could see the pattern in this, right? And then just potentially snipe the fuck out of the meme coin and rug pull Dave in his own game. There's no way in hell something like that could possibly come of this.
Tweeted that I bought it, thing went up. Then I sold it. I did Josh Allen MVP, same thing. Tweeted, hey, I'm buying this, I'm going to sell it. I turned like 10 grand total into like 75 grand. I don't even know how. Like, it happened so fast. I know if I just sat and did this, and you wait longer, sometimes you don't. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I feel as though I could sit here and make millions just trading shit coins. Do you go to jail for this? Can I not do this? I think it's legal. I don't understand. This is totally different than me doing my own coin, which I won't rug pull or anything. This is just being a trader. Like, I Davey day trade. Have I been just trading the wrong stuff? Should I be trading shit coins and be like, you know, I'm in this to make money, just like the next guy. So when I do it, you follow my wallet. And it's like, how long do you hold on to the rocket ship? Wow.
Dude, this is what's so fucking funny about this. It's all coming out of like the biggest moron's mouth. And you see his face. He's 100, like this is a real epiphany for him. This is real, like he's actually in his mind contemplating if this is like the right move for himself. Look at his fucking face in the fucking camera when he does this.
I've been just trading the wrong stuff. Should I be trading shit coins and be like, I'm in this to make money, just like the next guy. So when I do it, you follow my wallet. And it's like, how long do you hold on to the rocket ship?
Look at him. Look at him. He's like, how long? How long do you do it? I've been sitting here busting my ass. For 20 fucking years, I've been busting my ass. Going to Barstool this, Chicago that. I'm going to football games. I'm getting into arguments with my employees. They're calling me an asshole on air. I gotta play games with people. I could have been doing this. He's legitimate about this. This is real for him.
Wow.
He goes, wow. Now, he did this a couple times. I paid attention to him doing this. I want to say after this post, he did it for like 1 or 2 more coins, right? And now, naturally, people caught the ass end of that stick. And I'm going to show you. So like I was saying to you, is he Robin Hood? Is he sitting there going, I'm giving you the opportunity to follow the same moves that I'm making. You just have to be smart on the entrance and the exit. He's basically saying, I'm giving you the keys. Or is what he's doing still criminal? I can tell you right now, for this one streamer that trades these shit coins, this is criminal. To him, it's criminal. I'm about to show you one of the assholes that was dumb enough to not pull out in time. Watch this. This literally, he must not have his tweet alerts on or something. He must have caught the tweet a couple hours late or something, because he gets in on this shitcoin that Dave's trading at the tippy top, my friend, and that is not the place that you want to be.
Portnoy just bought another coin? No way. This is a dead fucking coin. Oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Did he tweet it? Ah! What? I'm buying it, sorry. What? Nah, what the fuck just happened? Why is it nuking? What? I'm so confused. What the fuck is going on? Why is it nuking so hard? He sold it? Are you sure he sold it? Oh my god. What the fuck? Dave, you fucking scamming piece of shit! Fuck! What the fuck? He's bragging about his victory! What the fuck, Dave? Fuck pizza! Fuck pizza!
Dude, we gotta go back and see that. When he goes, he's bragging about his victory. Dave had a fucking tweet. He wrote, I'm out. I've tuned. He meant to write, I turned. He wrote, I've turned 10K into 75 on shitcoins today. It's like playing the Rocket game on DK. I love it. He's sitting there bragging about this shit. And this guy just lost like tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I don't even know how much he lost. I would imagine it's a lot if he's sitting there bitching about it like this.
Fuck pizza! Fuck pizza! Pizza fucking sucks. Go Lakers! Fuck the Patriots! On your fucking face! Fuck you! Portnoy just bought another coin?
Dude.
No way.
I love that. I love that. So now you seeing, this is what's happening to the people that aren't Dave. There's probably like a select few that are really coming out of this thing unscathed. You know what I mean? Now watch. Dave, he starts seeing people like this online, right? They're like bitching about it. He has a response to this. Dave's basically going to sit there and go, you guys got to quit fucking boo-hooing and fucking crying. And I'm sitting there telling you I'm going to dump it. I'm telling you I'm going to dump it. And you're going to fucking boo-hoo. And the way he does this, Dave is like the most salt in the wound motherfucker that you're ever going to meet in your life. Did you know that this guy, every time he gets into like a fight with somebody online or in the media, he legitimately engraves a champagne bottle with their name on it. And he keeps it in his office. He's probably got like hundreds of them. You know what I mean? And every single time that person's career gets fucking ruined or something happens to them where he goes, hey, I won, fuck you, like a court case or something, pops a bottle of champagne and starts celebrating with all the people in the office. This guy is the most vindictful person that you're ever going to meet. And to hear him fucking spit in the face of the people who got rug pulled by him is hilarious.
All right, real quick video I just got out of meetings. My shitcoin exploration. I bought 2 shitcoins. I bought the Montoya, Run Montoya, and I bought Josh Allen MVP. And there's a lot of, what's Big Bad Dave doing? Shut the fuck up. All you shitcoiners, meme coiners, shut the fuck up, all right? I told you what I'm doing. I said I'm going to buy the coins and I'm going to fucking dump them, all right? I'm trying to make money like every other of you motherfuckers on the fucking meme coin, shit coin trip. I just spit. I don't care. I'm mad. This isn't my own coin. If I launch my own coin, put my name on it, trust me, I'm going to make sure I don't get fucking scammed. I'm not going to rug pull. I'm not going to dump. I'm not going to do any of that shit. These are other coins that are already out there that I'm telling you I bought.
Look at that. He's really tripping out over the fact that people are calling him a scammer online. And not to defend this guy or nothing, but he does have a point a little bit. Like, if this was his coin, like if this was Dave Portnoy coin, and he was going like, yo, guys, I'm coming out with the coin, kind of like Hawk Tooie, right? And he goes, I want you guys all to invest in it. We're going to shoot this thing to the moon, blah, blah, blah. If he would have rug pulled that, that is a different story. He came up with the coin. He's the majority shareholder of the coin. So if he rug pulls that, all of the liquidity leaves that fucking thing. Everyone left with the coins won't even be able to cash out of them, right? That's what would happen if it was his coin. What he's doing now is buying into the pool that everybody else is buying into. He's just got influence to make the price go up if he tweets about it, which, I mean, kind of could still be labeled as market manipulation. I'm not saying this guy is a good guy here. But again, he's kind of giving these jackasses that trade these meme coins the opportunity to hold on to the rocket, as he says, you know? So the fact that people are sitting there bitching about it, Davey no likey.
And you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make money. It pops. I sell it when I feel like it. It's like the rocket game. It's the yodeler on The Price is Right. Yodelee, and how high it goes and when you want to get out. It's a risk. And every one of you motherfuckers buying these coins know the risk. So when you cry, oh, Dave dumped it, Dave sold his coins, you're just mad you didn't dump them on fucking me, you little bitches. So stop crying. Everyone knows the risk. This isn't like Joe Six-Pack or your grandmother who's losing their life savings. This is everybody playing the same game, which is legal now. They're collectibles, they're hobbies, they're going up and down. Sachs said it. We all know the score. So don't cry when I've lost tons of money on shit coins. Don't cry because you're too late. It's the yodeling game. Yodelee. And
I like when Dave does that. I could actually probably fall asleep to just Dave go, yodelee. Dave is good with that. You know, dude, I was listening to an episode of BFFs the other day. You know he's back. They got him now as like a guest. You know? I thought he was leaving the show. What the fuck happened? This guy's on BFFs the other day. He's singing fucking what's her name? Chapel Roney, something like that. And he's in there singing the song, the Pink Pony Club up in Hollywood. And he's singing it like that. The funniest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. It happens in the first like 3 minutes of BFFs.
you just don't want to be holding the bag when the yodeler stops singing. So don't cry to me. You don't want to fucking get involved. Don't buy the fucking coins. You want to try to make a quick buck playing the game we're all playing in shitcoin world? Buy the coins and get out before the yodeler stops doing this. Yodelay. I made 70 grand. I put in 10. I made 70. Am I happy about it? Yeah. Am I mad that you're crying about it? No. You know the score. You played the game. You lost. Some of you guys won. That's how it goes.
Ooh, Dave is mad about this. Now, you want to know the funniest thing about this before we get into the Hawk Tooie segment? We're going to have a smoke break and then get into Hawk Tooie. Before we get into that, dude, the funniest part about this, he was sitting there crying, right? And he goes, you guys are sitting there bitching because you didn't get the chance to dump them on me. Well, guess what? Someone came out with the shitcoin like less than fucking 24 hours after that video dropped. the name of the shitcoin was called Jail Stool, as making fun of Dave, saying you're going to jail for this, right? So Dave goes, oh, I think this is a funny joke. I'm going to buy Jail Stool. I'm going to do the same thing with Jail Stool. He starts tweeting about it. Hey, guys, I'm buying Jail Stool because I think this one's funny. Let's play the Rocket game again. He buys a bunch of Jail Stool, like $100,000 worth, right? Gets rug pulled. He starts fucking tweeting going, what happened? I thought everybody was going to, like, hold on, bro. Like, you guys are yelling at me about me dumping the coins, and then I buy them, and you guys go and dump the coins. What happened, you know? Well, he got a taste of his own medicine. So this is not going to be a trend that happens for very long. This is not going to be a long-lasting thing. Somebody out there is going to start writing algorithms and creating bots and shit like that, and Dave is going to tweet about a goddamn coin, and they're going to snipe the ever-loving shit out of him, and he's going to lose like millions of dollars, and it's going to be the funniest thing that you've ever seen in your life. Trust me on that one. How does Shane Gillis say? Trust me, daddy. Trust me, daddy. It's going to be hilarious. So let's take a listen to some tunes, have another smoke, and then we'll get into the Hawk Tooie segment. Like that little beat that we got going on, yeah? Nice little beat. So, now that we just got done talking about Dave and his rug pulls, this is a perfect segue to talk about Hawk Tooie and her rug pulls. So, if you don't remember, when we had covered Hawk Tooie before, she had came out with the Hawk Tuah coin, right? Another one of these meme coins, just like the ones that Dave's talking about. When she's coming out with this, she's promoting it. Guys, you gotta buy this Hawk Tooie. This coin's gonna change the world. We're gonna donate all the proceeds to my charities and shit like that. It's gonna be real fun. So, obviously, a bunch of her fans are like these normies, quote unquote, right? These people that probably don't even spend that much time online, let alone would even know what a goddamn meme coin is. They probably barely even know what Bitcoin is. So, you got all these normal people that don't know anything about crypto buying into this. And this thing gets rug pulled not in a day, not in half a day, and not in an hour. This coin gets rug pulled in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, this coin goes from a $500 million market cap down to like only a couple million, which basically pulls all the liquidity out of the pool. So the people that did have the coin probably couldn't sell it, and if they could, they were selling it for like pennies on the dollar compared to what it was at the top, right? Everyone hounds on this girl to the point to where like people are threatening to throw her in jail. People are writing petitions about it. So she goes silent. She has a Twitter space where she talks to a couple people. In the middle of her getting asked some tough questions, she goes, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Nobody hears from this bitch for 3 months. Now, finally, I'm scrolling through Twitter like, 3 days ago? And I start seeing clips of this bitch's podcast, right? So I'm like, oh shit, she dropped the podcast. Let me go check out what's happening here. Go to her page, no podcast. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? I do a little more research. I come to find out that the episode for the podcast got leaked. It was a podcast episode where she had FaZe Banks, who's another one of these crypto fucking goons, right, on the podcast to try to help explain her situation. They're basically going to try to help rehab this girl's image as if she was the victim. Because she's just as retarded as your average person. She got sprung into fame and stardom from like a regular life to that in like less than a day, dude. So you have to think about it. She probably doesn't know anything about the crypto either. So it's probably like her team or something like that, or so we thought. So I want you to I want to check out some of these clips of the leaked interview first. We're going to check out the intro, her apology, her explanation, and this chick is actually going to think that some crocodile tears is going to fix this situation, and you almost buy it when you watch it.
Again, the face of it,
you almost buy it, of course. There we go, right there. Now we're at 0. So let's listen to this intro. And let's listen to this explanation. And you tell me, you still trust this bitch?
Hello, guys. I'm back with another episode of Talk To, and I'm here with Banks.
There he is.
Crypto Scammer
How's it going?
101.
It's going good. Life's crazy right now. I don't know. I say no to every single fucking podcast. The ongoing joke on Impulsive that I stood them up 4 or 5 times. This isn't necessarily my thing. But you're in an interesting position right now, and I feel like it's my duty to come on here and talk to you. You seem like a sweet enough girl, and I feel like I know more or less what happened with you. We're going to get into all that. I brought a couple crypto nerds with me. We're going to sit down and talk. And,
teach me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel good. How do you feel?
Yo, is it me or is FaZe seeming like he's trying to get some pussy, bro? FaZe sounds like a guy who's trying to get a little bit of Hawk Tooie him goddamn self. If you ask me. Like, and listen to what he says. He goes, I brought my whole crew on here, bro. So when I was watching this for the first time, as soon as he started saying that, I already was getting the inclination. I was like, this guy is going to steamroll the podcast. And just like the Twitter space that we covered, you're not going to hear much from her. That's what I suspected. As soon as he said, I got a couple of my guys, we're going to bring them on and talk about all of this, I was like, this is going to be the FaZe Banks show. Quicker than you can fucking blink. And it did turn out to that. But listen, now she's going to come in with like her explanation and blah, blah, blah. Listen to this horse shit.
I don't know. I'm still a little shook up about it.
How was the nap?
It was a very long nap. I would say. That's what sucks about it, too. I had to read that off a phone and like put it in my words. And I was like, anywho, I'm going to bed.
This is mainly for me, and again, why I wanted to come here and talk about this is because millions of people are going to watch this. Everybody's kind of waiting to hear what you say. Everyone's kind of waiting to see how this plays out. And 99% of these people don't know shit about crypto. Just
and
like
I'm
you.
one of them.
Just like you.
I'm
Exactly.
one of them.
Exactly. And the ongoing joke on CT right now is like, if she just did this 2 days after Trump, she'd be okay.
Exactly.
Which isn't necessarily true because of the way it was done. And that's kind of the whole point, right? There's a right and a wrong way to do this. And if you have interest, it's mostly important that your network and the people that you trust to walk into this market are exactly that, people that you can trust.
I think that's where I messed up.
For sure. I can only imagine, fuck crypto. I can only imagine stepping into everything that your life's been the last year and the amount of time that you have been. I've been doing this whole social media content thing at a high level for like 15 years. I'm officially
You see this guy? This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm sitting there trying to be nice and let the clip play. And all I'm getting is this FaZe fucking Banks. This fucking douchebag sitting there steamrolling the whole shit. We don't care, bro. I want to hear her explanation. Can I do it without hearing 35 minutes of monologue from you?
To where I am today, and you were like fucking parabolic.
I want to start by saying thank you to all my true fans and all the people that actually watch my stuff and they keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Everything's going to be good. We're going to be good. And guys, listen.
Dude, what is that fucking face when she cries? Like, did you notice that? When she's trying to hold the tears back, she goes like, I know I have to be looking insane doing that to you guys. Imagine if I was trying to hold tears back. I was like, watch this. I'm gonna show you this again. Watch this. Look at her face when she's trying to hold. She's doing it right now. She's doing it. Look at this. Watch her face. What is she doing?
We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
Look at this. Why do you do that with your mouth when you're trying to hold back tears? You guys do that shit when you're trying to hold back tears? I've never cried a day in my life. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, my mom brought me to the doctor, and she was like, "What's a doctor?" She's Doc. I think he's broken. And the doc was, "Well, why do you think he's broken?" She says, "Well, every time I beat the shit out of him, he never cries. I feel like there's something wrong." So he checks me out. Come to find out, I have no tear ducts. None. Not a one. I've never cried a day in my life. And trust me, I've wanted to. Every single time that I've watched the Hawk Tooie podcast, I've wanted to. There's a bunch of times I cover these jamokes, and I want to start bawling my fucking eyes out, and it's never happened. Not once. I didn't even cry during The Notebook. You know how hard it is to not cry during the movie The Notebook? It's damn near impossible. So watch this girl. She's about to start crying as if we're supposed to buy this shit.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Everything's going to be good. We're going to be good. And guys, listen, just as a temperature check, I just want to say.
What is that face?
The first thing that she said to me off camera was, the minute you DM'd me, I really wish I just texted you and called you. And that speaks to me because of how I was introduced to crypto, and we'll get into that. But
oh, shut the fuck up, FaZe. Can I hear it from her, please, dude? Every time with this guy.
Oh, Haley, no.
No, don't do that.
Let's go back. Does she actually speak?
Blend and mash of worlds. No,
It rolled out.
Don't cry, Haley. It's fine. It's all gonna be okay. Life is gonna be okay. Oh, Haley, no.
No, don't do that.
No,
Don't stare at me.
No.
You just
You're adorable.
Just give
It's
us a
gonna be
minute.
okay. It's gonna be okay.
Well, so basically, how this idea got brought to me, it was supposed to be like what do they call it, a long-term coin. And the guy that ran the account, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna change like the way everybody thinks of crypto. Crypto's gonna be a good place." And I feel really bad for all the people that got affected by it, and it just didn't go the way I planned. And all the money out of this episode is getting donated to all the animals that have been affected by the fires up here.
And I'll match it. Me, Ricky.
I'll match it.
It's really.
Let's give it up for that. Yeah. Let's give the money back to some animals who have no homes because their home got burnt to a crisp. We're not going to give any money back to the people that we completely rug pulled the fuck out of. You know what I mean? Fuck them. All that hard-earned money that they had saved up that they thought that they were going to, invest in our community in, all those guys can suck dicks. They can suck my ass. My Hawk Tooie ass they can suck right now because I'm donating the money to animals. And here's the best part. They're sitting there going, I'm donating the money that's made from this episode, right? The episode that we're watching right now only had one sponsor on it. All the sponsors dropped her after the rug pull scandal. So the money wasn't really going to be all that much anyway. The YouTube AdSense wouldn't have been that much either. She would have made maybe like a $10,000 from the YouTube AdSense, which is good money. I would like $10,000 right now. But comparatively speaking, it's not going to be a whole lot that gets donated. It's a nice gesture, I guess, but you should be donating the money back to the people that you scammed, right? And here's another kicker for this goddamn episode. The thing never got released. And I'll tell you why. Because this FaZe Banks asshole and his goons, they had contingencies on the episode when they recorded it. They said, we want to make sure that this doesn't end up hyping the coin again for the coin to get rug pulled by a bunch of scammers and shit like that. So before you release the episode, we all want to talk it out. We want to plan when it's going to happen. We want to make sure that the coin is maybe locked up a little bit, with the people that are the main holders of the coin. We want to do some shit before you release it. We want to make sure some stuff is good. The episode accidentally gets leaked by the editor of the channel. The guy accidentally leaks it. He said, "Oh, I had it in the YouTube queue and I accidentally hit publish. I'm sorry, guys. That was my bad." And what happened when the episode leaked? A bunch of people bought the Hawk Tooie coin and snipers rug pulled it again. And now they're starting to find out that these snipers and a bunch of the main holders of the coin are the fucking people that developed it. So the people that developed the coin can literally do whatever they want with the coin. You're the one who hold the keys in that situation. because you created the goddamn thing. And what did I tell you? When a scandal like this happens online, who comes a sniffing? Coffeezilla. Coffeezilla comes fucking out from the cracks, dude. This guy's like a goddamn rat.
Hawk Tuah Girl's back with a released podcast that was immediately disavowed by nearly everyone in it, who said, oh, we think there might have been insider trading involved.
The podcast was not supposed to go live. They f***ed it up every step of the way. They leaked the podcast, and then they f***ing posted it when it was supposed to be canceled. They f***ed it up twice, and the third was the launch itself.
Accusations flying.
That was Thread God Balls or something like that. I think the guy's name was. He's this dude on the left. That was the guy that was just bitching. He was Thread God Balls or some crazy shit was his username. This the guy that was FaZe Bank's right-hand man, the best crypto trader in the game when it comes to shit coins.
The episode got deleted, but it's still out there in the ether now with everyone nitpicking it apart. It's kind of a complete disaster for the Hawk Tuah team, and I found even more kind of wrong with it. I want to go through it because, yes, we do get mentioned in it, sort of as the boogeyman of crypto. We're going to get you. If you rug a coin, we might come after you.
Coffeezilla got on there. Scary guy, let me tell you. Don't ever want to have a conversation with him.
Whoa. Don't ever want to have a conversation with me. Guys, I'm not intimidating. I don't know what's the problem here. I'm Joe Rogan inches tall, guys. It's not a striking figure here.
He is Joe Rogan inches tall. You know what's crazy? I'm Joe Rogan inches tall. I might actually be shorter than Joe Rogan. Look at that. Late bomb effect. Gotta love the soundboard. I'm shorter than Joe Rogan. You guys never see because you never see my legs. I'm like one of those like characters from Rick and Morty that has like a normal sized upper body, but I got baby legs. You know what I mean? So my legs are short as hell. So Coffeezilla has entered this chat, right? And he's like, that's what I like to say when Coffeezilla comes blasting into the situation like the goddamn Kool-Aid man. I like to say Coffeezilla has entered the chat. So this guy enters the chat, and he right away he's like, as soon as I saw that podcast episode that leaked, I already knew that there was some fishy shit going on just by some of the stuff that they were saying. You know what I mean? Like, this girl's crying. Coffeezilla don't buy it at all. So when they were doing the podcast, I only wanted to show you her crying because we don't need to get into all the explanations. Coffee does a good job of it himself. She starts talking about like what they were supposed to get. Her lawyer butts in and tells FaZe Banks that she was only supposed to get $125,000 up front. She was supposed to get like $200,000 like 30 days later or something. And then she would get half of only 10% of the total coin value, right? So that's a very shitty deal for somebody who's bringing their famous face, name, likeness to the project, right? So Coffeezilla right away, he hears that. He goes, something doesn't sound right here. Come to find out, that's not the actual deal. Listen to this.
Situation. Now, this is where I finally had to play some of the cards that I had kept close to the chest up till now. See, I've been talking behind the scenes. I've been doing my little digging, right? And I got a very interesting insider document that a lot of people don't know about. This is from Doc Hollywood himself, which, if you remember, is like the key guy. Here he is saying, we'll do best to make it as simple as possible. The pre-sale raise is 50-50 Project Haley. Fees for market making and LP is split between us and Haley 50-50. Now, that's a very, very different story than I've been told up until this point. It wasn't 50-50 pre-sale. Like, that's millions of dollars pre-sale. The fees were millions of dollars, okay? Or like $1 million. And that's what I say. Story's very different. This guy says, I think you can safely distrust anything coming from Doc Hollywood's mouth. He's denying it. He's saying, that's not true.
Listen
and then
to that.
He says, look.
So Haley Hawk Tooie, over there sounding like fucking Butters from South Park. She's like, "Hey man, I'm just a Hawk Tooie bitch. I'm innocent. I was only supposed to get like $225,000 tops." And her lawyer's coming in backing this story, right? Coffeezilla had messages from the guy who helped create the coin, this Doc Hollywood character, from before the coin's launch. There's no need to or want to try to lie about the percentage split that's happening before the launch, right? If this thing's supposed to be a long-term coin. So this guy is basically telling her about the structure of the coin, the way that it's supposed to be launched, like that's how it's supposed to be planned out. At the point before the launch, before anyone's mad at her, before she's done anything illegal, quote unquote, allegedly, why would he have a reason to lie to that? They're only lying now because now the money is an issue. Now the money, people want her locked up for it, right? So now they're going to try to deny making as much money as they did. And Coffee sees right through this shit. Watch this.
Look, I just can't have the contract published online, willing to let you see it with your own eyes, and saying that's why he was going to let me see it on the podcast. I said, well, these messages were prior to the failure of Hawk Tooie. So I don't understand why would Doc lie? Like, this isn't him saying it to cover himself later. It's him, like, talking in a chat with other insiders back then. So, once again, Christian denies it. He goes, he's not bright. I said, I don't understand.
I forgot to mention that part. The messages that Coffee had, it wasn't even the Doc Hollywood talking to Coffeezilla. He was talking to other people, other developers that were working on the project. So they really had no fucking reason to lie to each other about the way that the profits were going to be split. They're the ones doing the whole goddamn thing. They're the ones behind it all. So now watch. Coffee is going to finally get this lawyer to admit that he lied about how much they were supposed to get. Listen to this.
And then I shared another insider text I have from Doc Hollywood, where he says, what we can do is put a hard number to the side for the project as cost. Like, we spent a few $100,000 on the project already. That money will be paid back to us off top. Then the profit is paid out. If a few $100,000 is what it costs and the profit's paid out, who's the profit entitled to? Hawk Tuah girl.
Ooh.
That's who it is. And we're all being gaslit about, like, oh, I'm the victim. I stood to make no money. Wrong. You wanted to make no money after you realized the money is, like, being scrutinized and being sued over and possibly being looked into by law enforcement. Like, we don't know. So this literally drives me crazy. And then he goes, where's this from, if you don't mind me asking? I say, well, it's an insider chat, allegedly between Doc and the team members. And then he said,
look, listen to this. So now the lawyer finally realizes that he's dead to rights. And I'm telling you right now, guys, look up the leaked interview, the leaked Hawk Tooie interview. The lawyer puts his foot in his mouth the entire time. He tells FaZe Banks that he was the one that negotiated the contract for her up front. He lies about the amount that she got paid up front. And then when she goes to explain it, she says out of her own mouth that half of all the proceeds were supposed to go to her charity, and that's the only reason why she did it. So they both start contradicting each other in the middle of the interview. The lawyer basically gaslights the fuck out of FaZe Banks. So you can tell that the whole podcast was designed to be a fluff piece for her. And then once FaZe and his crew, quote unquote, heard that it was supposed to be a scam, they started, or got whiff that it was supposed to be a scam. They alerted Coffeezilla and all this shit. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't trust these FaZe, whatever. These guys are like stupid. You know, they all use the same name, FaZe. It's like a group of guys. There'll be like a guy that's named like FaZe Rug or something like that. You'll have like FaZe Laptop, FaZe Coffee Mug. You know what this guy, FaZe Banks. Like they all have the two guys, FaZe Curry, like the one Indian dude. You know what I mean? They all have the craziest names. You gonna trust these guys with this crypto bullshit? Somebody comes to you, his name's FaZe Banks. He shows up to your podcast wearing leather-chapped pants. Like the shit is sweet. Like he's wearing like pants that are designed to look like leather chaps. What are you doing? You don't trust these guys. You trust Coffee. That's it. So now listen, this guy's finally about to out himself because Coffee's got him on the ropes. Coffee's got all the inside messages. He's showing him proof. He's like, look, dude, I got you dead to rights. So he's finally going to get this guy to admit this shit.
I say, well, it's an insider chat, allegedly between Doc and the team members. And then he says, you're right that as it stands, she may be entitled to whatever amounts. However, she was supposed to have mutual approval on tokenomics. Her not being given the opportunity to approve the transaction fees, SAFs, and pre-sale identities led to the end result. So literally he's admitting that he's been not telling the truth about how much money they stood to make.
Ooh.
You're right. She may be entitled to millions of dollars from a scam. Like, what? I can't believe they said this. It's insane. So that was a huge revelation.
Look at that. Let's give it up for Butters with her Hawk Tooie scam. Gotta love that. That goes to show you, man, I can't even tell you how many people I were seeing online say, like, it's probably her team that's doing all of this. She's probably innocent. You know what I mean? She's just like a normal country bumpkin girl who probably had no idea what she was getting herself into. And then you come to find out that the lawyer's been fucking gaslighting everybody else, and she's been getting half the entire time. Like, there's no way you don't realize that you've been getting half the entire time. You don't ever look at your bank account? Like, I know if I went from 0 to 100 in stardom, fame, and riches, I'd be looking at my bank account all the goddamn time, just to make sure the shit was still real. It wouldn't even be like a bragging thing. I would physically have to see it with my own eyes, until I got used to it, of course, just to make sure that the shit was real. If I had $2 million sitting in my bank account right now, I would check it every hour to make sure that the shit was still there. That's how much it would shock my system. So you trying to tell me this girl doesn't check her bank account at all to see, oh man, am I still getting half of that money? You know, she never checks it. Okay. Maybe that's just me. I like to stay on top of my shit a little bit more than that, but
thanks for the...
I might be nuts, you know? I might be crazy. So let's check out this next segment. We're going to get into good old Riley Reid. You guys know this Riley Reid? She's a porn star. She's like the craziest porn star ever, bro. I'm telling you. One of my favorites. One of Bobby Lee's favorites. I have a shrine of her right off camera right here. There's like a life-size cutout. I get these comments. Sometimes people will comment on the show and they'll be like, look at this guy sitting there talking to himself like some fucking loser doing a podcast by himself. He's not even talking to anybody. Wrong. I've been talking to someone the entire time. It's Riley Reid. I have a life-size cutout of Riley Reid right here off camera that when I'm doing the clip view, I'm staring at her the entire time. So you guys think that I have been talking to nobody this entire time. I've been talking to the great Riley Reid. So, yeah, she's a popular porn star, whatever. Bobby Lee, apparently she's one of his favorites, right? But Bobby's got this, like, new co-host guy that he kind of has along the side. It's almost like Jules, how they have Jules, which is Kalila's niece. They have Jules on Bad Friend. She's like just like the fill-in. She just sits there and adds a element to the show. They got this new fat Mexican guy named Jaime, right? And Jaime sees Riley Reid. He's like, oh my God, I've seen every single one of your videos. This guy might as well have seen David Bowie and been like, holy shit, Ziggy Stardust was the best. Like he's like that shocked about it, right? But he's trying to play it cool, you know? He thinks he might have a chance to frick this woman. So now let's watch this. Riley is going to make these two... I mean, Bobby's Korean, but he might as well be Mexican. So she's going to make these two Mexicans horny as hell. Watch this.
First I was afraid. I was petrified.
Didn't know how long it's been.
Oh, yep. Very good.
Yeah.
Riley, oh my
That's
God.
good.
You're a singer too. Oh my God.
Great at
So
lyrics.
talented.
Thank you.
Amazing. Let's start. So today we have Riley Reid is here.
Ooh.
Riley,
yo, so you already saw that she was like singing and at first I was afraid, I was petrified, right? And then she starts singing the song with her, and then Bobby's like,
afraid,
oh, you can
I was
sing.
petrified.
Didn't know how long it's been.
Oh, yep. Very good.
See, but she's being modest here. She's being very modest here. She's a very prolific rapper and or singer. I'll have you guys know this right now. You thought that Riley Reid was only good for catching some D's, right? And a couple shots to the face. It ain't all about, you know, S and D's and popping P's. You know, Riley is a multifaceted woman. She's talented in many ways. I want you guys, she's being humble about her singing skills. This girl is like rap extraordinaire, and I want you guys to check out this rap beat before we get into this episode. Listen to this.
Thanks for all the ending intro thing.
I tried my hardest.
You gotta draw my titties one day. Ride face, put that water on your mustache. Porno swag, 100 G's, Louis duffel bag. Paying pussy, make that dick have a heart attack. Who that is? Reid with my booty fat. Leslie, less swag. Porno cam, damn.
Now, this is this is clearly one of the craziest raps you've ever heard. The whole thing is about porn. It starts out, she's like, yo, draw my titties, man. I don't know if you guys know anything about her. She don't got no titties. Dude, you could see from the video. So what are we drawing here? So now she's the whole thing, popping pussy, talking about essing balls, gargling them up, the whole thing. And it's going to take, that's crazy enough, right? And you think that that's enough to take us through this whole thing. It's not, because it gets worse. It gets crazier somehow. You think she's talking about literally taking shots to the face, right? And it gets crazier. Listen.
100 G's, Louis duffel bag. Paying pussy, make that dick have a heart attack. Who that is? Reid with my booty fat. Leslie, less swag. Porno cam, damn. Pimp that bitch. Women and the men. Got the money out the flick, headed to the trap. Pussy getting so wet from the money stack. Triple stacks, bitch, beefing out 100 pack. You ain't heard what I said, nigga, run it back. MAGA hoe, MAGA nigga, whip a trick, hit a lick. When I'm pussy ass, cornbread, fuck niggas.
What the fuck? Please play the soundbite. The board broke. Oh my God. Yo, this girl's dropping more N-bombs than the leader of the KKK, man. What is happening here? And this rap, I think this rap came out in like 2016. Like, it wasn't cool to say the N-word in 2016 if you were white like this. Like, you can't do that, And to listen to her, and this is what it is that she's done all these interracial scenes, right? So now she thinks like, she's asked a couple of black hot rods, and she thinks that she could just say the N-word. This is not one of those like, you are now African American by injection. You know what I mean? This is not how this works. Okay? You have to be, there's a certain scale, right? You have to look at it like this. You ever seen one of those things that they use when you go to like Home Depot when you're in the paint section, and they go, what shade of paint do you want? And they bring out the palette, and it has all the different shades that goes down, right? You have to think about the N-word. It's on a sliding scale like that, right? And there's a certain shade of brown that you have to be to get away with saying it. Like, you can be not black and say it, but you got to be pretty goddamn close. I'm telling you, right? You cannot just be right. You cannot be this white and say it, right? Like, I'm Puerto Rican. And usually brothers will give a Puerto Rican a pass on saying the N-word a couple times. You know what I mean? At least once or twice. But not me. I look too white. Like, if I went out in public and started dropping that word, everyone that passes by that has issue with it is going to assume I am white. I am not brown enough. I don't sit on that section of that scale. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. You'd think I would have a pass. I don't. Okay? You cannot be this white and do
Headed
this.
to the trap. Pussy getting so wet from the money stack. Triple stacks, bitch, beefing out 100 pack. You ain't heard what I said, nigga, run it back. MAGA hoe, MAGA nigga, whip a trick, hit a lick. When I'm pussy ass, cornbread, fuck niggas.
Oh, shit! What the fuck? I'm sorry, dude. We're going to have to end it right there because we're probably going to get copywritten anyway. But this is the type of person that we're dealing with, right? Like, this is the type of woman. So she's being humble here. Really, when Bobby's sitting there going, once I was afraid, I was petrified, she should start breaking down in raps and being like, fuck, nigga, run. Oh, my God. I just said it. I'm going to have to bleep. I'm going to have to bleep it. Ah, dude. Oh my God. She should just start breaking down into raps. the second that he starts singing to her, she should just start breaking down into raps. And she's being humble like this. Listen to this intro.
Riley, oh my God. You're a singer too. Oh my God.
Great at lyrics.
Talented.
Thank you.
Amazing. Let's start. So today we have Riley Reid is here. Riley, where are you from?
I was born Miami Beach.
On the beach?
On the beach.
No, in a hospital or on a beach?
In a hospital, but
yeah.
my birth certificate says Miami Beach.
Yeah.
It's a city in Miami.
How cool would it be to be born on a beach, though?
Oh, that sounds like sandy.
It's sandy? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you would probably become a surfer.
Not in Miami.
Okay.
We don't have
I don't know.
waves.
I don't know much about it. So
You've never been?
Yeah, I'm going to go. Where am I going in 2 weeks?
Is that the first time you're going?
No, I've been there before, but I just don't like you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He doesn't like
Yeah. I don't
like Congo music.
I don't like Congo.
What?
Yeah, I don't like any of that. man.
How dare you try to insult my people?
Well, no, but there's a lot of, you know what I mean?
Your people? What do you mean your people?
Cocaine and all that stuff. I don't like it. But you know what? It's the game, the Grand Theft Auto game that was pretty cool. You know, some of those. Yeah. But so
You
you
don't
were
like
born.
like plantains, empanadas.
You're a plantain person? You prefer plantains over bananas, dog?
Yes, actually, I think I'm slightly allergic.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about your plantains, bro. I want to listen to this guy, dude. You see this guy right here? This right here is Jaime. That's Jaime in Spanish, for those of you guys who don't know. You know, if you're not familiar with the Latino lingo, Jaime is Jamie in Spanish. So this fat fuck is Jaime, right? Wearing a beanie in Los Angeles. That's crazy to me. You wear a beanie in Los Angeles. That's where you're practically wearing a beanie somewhere where it's always summer. You know, that's insane. He's over here looking at Riley like he wants to throw her in the trunk of a car. And he probably does. This guy, the second she walked in, his pants got a couple sizes tighter. And all he can think about is trying to ask this girl's question. You know, or ask this girl questions. See, I'm starting to get stoned. Now, listen to this guy, dude. He's about to try to get himself a little bit of that puss. You know, he sees a porn star in the room, and this is the stigma that people have with porn stars. A porn star comes around, every guy thinks they could frick her. You know, you can't treat women like this, no matter what they do. You know what I mean? She's a goddamn human. Yeah, she says the N-word a lot. Who cares? Okay? That doesn't mean we have to treat her with any less respect than we would treat a woman who's never gotten jizz on her face, in and or around her mouth, okay? We have to treat these women with respect. This guy sees this woman and immediately he objectifies her. Watch this guy trying to play it off slick.
So empanada, what's that all about?
Oh my God, it's so good. It's like a pastry filled with like beef and olives and delicious sauce.
I know what it is!
Oh. Well, I don't know.
What's it all about, though? Your feeling when you eat it?
My feeling is like I'm at home.
Wait, you're Cuban? Well, yeah, where are you?
That I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm Mexican over here.
Ooh, you see that? This guy over here, look at him looking off to the side. He goes, you see how I just dropped that Mexicano, man? That Chicano, man? You know what I'm saying, bro? I just told her I'm Mexican, cuz. Now she's going to suck on my chinga, bro. Like, that's this guy over here. He goes, oh, what are you? She says, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. I do not believe that for a heartbeat. I'm going to tell you why. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans hate each other, okay? Not Dominicans and Puerto Ricans here. They kind of don't like each other. Like, in America, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, it's like the extent of their hate is like if you called a Dominican a Puerto Rican, they'd be like, don't you ever call me that shit again. And vice versa. It'd be the same if you called a Puerto Rican a Dominican. That's like the extent of their hatred. Over in places like the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, they hate each other. They cannot stand each other. I think it has something to do with the fact that a Puerto Rican can come to America without a green card. That's just my suspicion. Maybe they're a little jealous. I don't know. I'm Puerto Rican. I've never had to deal with that. You know what I mean? Plus, I was born here. I'm like not even a real Puerto Rican. But they don't like each other over in the motherlands, right? So the odds of them two get like one from each side getting together and producing the whitest Latino you've ever seen in your life is a little suspicious to me. You know what I mean? I don't know if her N-word checks out like mine does, okay? So this guy, he's asking her questions about being Hispanic. He's about to try to turn this into like a smooth little situation. He's about to try to become a smooth operator.
And it can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm Mexican over here.
Same.
My
It's not
food
the
is
s-
better.
It's not the same, dude.
Don't say it's the same.
It's not the same.
It's definitely not the same.
Thank you, Riley.
We're like island
You
people.
speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Okay, yo también.
Yes, you don't know what that means, dog.
You don't need to.
Okay, it's
Muy,
fine.
muy poquito.
Yeah.
Poquito.
No tengo dinero.
I wasn't asking for money.
Wow. Wow. Do you think
Look, he's trying to play it off, right? She says back to him in Spanish, I only speak very little Spanish. And then she says to him, sorry, buddy, I don't have any money. That's what she says to him. I don't have any money. No dinero, no money. Because she's used to that. When she sees everyone in her life has told her when she meets a guy that looks like Jaime, that's what you say to them. So in her head, she thinks it's like a greeting. She sees a creepy, fat Mexican dude like this, right? And she thinks she's saying hi to the guy. She goes, no dinero, no dinero. And she thinks she's saying hi. When in reality, she's warding them off by telling her that she doesn't have any money. That's what she's used to. That's the only Spanish she's ever learned. So this guy's sitting here trying to put that smooth jazz on her, that light jazz. You know what I mean? He's trying to get some puss. And little does he know, that's all she thinks of him. She's like, oh, this guy is asking me for money in the middle of the podcast.
if you asked money as a homeless person in Hispanic, Mexican, or Spanish, you get more or less money, you think?
More.
Give me something to say as a homeless person. I don't know what to say.
Like
I'm asking for money. Go ahead.
Like in Spanish. Oh, you're asking.
Yeah, yeah. Ask me what do I say?
What do you mean?
You say no dinero, motherfucker. You say no dinero, just like Riley. Okay? That's all you had to do. Take a page out of her playbook, bro. Tell him no dinero. Now watch this. That was just the start. That guy, he's trying right now. And he's trying to play it off like he doesn't know who she actually is in this next time code. Watch this. He's really, really trying to frick this woman. And I'm telling you, that's not how you act. That's not how you act around the ladies, my friend.
Because like I didn't get hot until I was like in my mid-20s, I feel like. Like early, I was such an awkward like teenager, 18. I was still kind of like pudgy face and like I had a weird haircut and I had really bad acne.
Really?
Yeah, I took Accutane.
Do you remember your first scene?
Kind of, yeah.
Were you nervous?
Look, so now this fat Mexican's about to get activated right here. Because so Riley's sitting there talking about how she wasn't hot until she hit her mid-20s, right? And you've seen, I've been zooming in on this guy. He's just sitting there trying to play it off. He's rubbing the back of his neck. They always do that. When people try to act normal, they always think that if you rub the back of your neck, it's going to make you seem a little normal. If you're sitting there, you're like, oh, man, my neck hurts, man. That doesn't make you seem normal at all. Makes you seem like a bitch with a weak neck, okay? That's what it's making you seem like. So he's been doing that. He's been rubbing his neck, trying to play it off. And then Bobby asked her about her very first porn scene. Now, this is going to activate this guy real nice and good, okay? Watch this.
Scene?
Me.
Really?
Yeah, I took Accutane.
Do you remember your first scene?
Kind of, yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what?
I think anybody will be nervous. You do porn? How long?
Look at this asshole. Look at this asshole. You do porn? He's like, I'm not going to lie. Coming from a comedic standpoint, it's gold. The way he said that. You do porn like that? He's like, I didn't even notice. I thought you walked in. I thought you were the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I didn't even know. I didn't even know you do porn.
Kind of, yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what?
And I think anybody will be nervous. You do porn? How I missed that?
Bro.
I didn't miss it.
I thought you were...
Bro, first of all, we don't call it. I'm so sorry about him. That was rude.
No, it's okay.
No, I want to apologize.
Adult film.
No.
I don't know
Yeah.
what
Look at
he
me right now,
does.
dude. Yeah, nothing.
I know some
He eats
stuff.
beans, right?
He eats
beans and he sleeps. Okay? Yeah, he's a bean sleeper. Okay. Yeah.
I don't
And
eat beans.
And there's some Hispanics that are like that. You're a bean sleeper, and you got to think through your questions before you ask, because that was rude.
Okay, I didn't know you did adult film star. How do I miss that?
She's the biggest.
Am I not your? Is it
Oh my
because I
God.
don't have big?
No, I don't watch porn at all. You know.
I don't watch porn. He says, this guy doesn't watch porn. See, this isn't the way to do this. If you really wanted to like woo this woman, you have to treat her the way that she wants to be treated. So like when she goes into the podcast studio, like if I was Jaime and I'm sitting there, she comes into the podcast studio. Hey, I'm Reid. I would get out of my chair and stand up like a gentleman, right? Look her in her eye. I'd spit in her fucking face. I'd start slapping, choking her, bend her over backwards, spread her legs all wide. You have to treat a woman like this like total trash. She's not going to respond to you any other way. Okay? So like when she sees a guy like you can't muscle her up a little bit. You can't jizz in her face with the same velocity that some of these pros can do. You know, you're sitting here trying to play it off like you do porn. You're trying to treat her all nice. She doesn't want that. She wants to be choked and poked and sticked and rubbed and loved and whatever. You got to treat these women accordingly. Not every woman, just women like this. You know? Riley don't respond to this shit like this. This guy trying to play this smooth jazz type shit, and it ain't working out for him. Right away, he's lying. He's going, I don't even watch porn. That's how good of a guy I am, Reid. I won't treat you like the rest of them.
I didn't know you did adult film star. How do I miss that?
She's the biggest.
Am I not your? Is it
Oh my
because I
God.
don't have big?
No, I don't watch porn at all. You know.
Hey, Jaime.
Do I look like I watch porn?
Yes.
You're a bean sleeper.
You're
bro.
a bean sleeper, dude. They all watch it.
How do I have?
Can I
time?
just say something to you right now?
I
Shut
eat
the fuck
beans.
up. No, shut the fuck up for a second, okay?
I eat beans.
I've never seen you so
Eat.
rude. I want to say something right now,
Is he
okay?
trying to show off?
I don't know
No.
what he's doing. Yeah,
He's trying to show off. He's trying to get fricked. He thinks that he's gonna take a nice, respectable young lady like you home with these classy moves, with these gentleman moves, Riley. He doesn't realize that you have an actual molding of every single orifice on your body that you sell for a very moderate price. He doesn't know any of this. He doesn't know how respectable of a woman you actually are there, Riley. He's trying to play it off.
It's machismo. You know how the Mexicans have the machismo? The machismo's coming in.
I'm half the man.
Right. I want to say, number one, she's probably one of the biggest stars.
In the adult industry?
To me,
Yeah,
you
I
were my
think so.
favorites.
Oh,
Bobby's like, I jerk off to you like 7 times a day, man. He's like, you don't even understand. He's like, you think that I can hardly see out of these eyes, but really, I'm seeing it all, girl. I see everything. And I jerk off about 19 times a day since Kalila left, and about 17 of those times are to you. So he's looking at Jaime. He's like, this is the biggest porn star this side of the Mississippi.
Stars.
In the adult industry?
To me,
Yeah,
you
I
were my
think so.
favorites.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And number two, Evelyn Lynn, I used to masturbate to. You know her?
No.
She's the Korean Asian chick. Is that her name? Evelyn.
I have no idea that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Deep cuts. I don't know.
It's not deep cut. I think she's a Korean. I think, or whatever. I like Korean girls. Anyway, you were because I've seen some videos where.
Okay. So this guy, this Jaime, you sitting there. He's trying to play it off cool. He's trying to really play it off nice. Now watch this for a good chunk after that time code, for like a good little while. He does a good job of staying quiet, because every single time he's opening his mouth, he's putting his foot right in it. And finally, when he ends up speaking again, you get this goon monster, this Mexican goon maniac, come out again, trying to frick this poor woman, and she's not doing a good job of like not getting these guys horny. She knows what she's doing. She wants to sell some fleshlights, goddammit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
But
cut
I
that
remember
out,
like
Pat.
there was a girl in a makeup chair.
Keep it in.
So he made the other girl stand in the corner of the room while he was banging me. So he was like looking at her.
Oh, wow.
Because I couldn't turn him on or something. I think he just had like degrading things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you done scenes like with food?
Hey, dude, what?
I have.
Look at
Dude.
that. He goes, have you done scenes with food? Look at this fat fucking cholo, dude. He goes, have you done scenes with food, huh? Like, so he's picturing this girl shoving cantaloupes up her asshole or something like that. You know what I mean? He's picturing her with like watermelons. You know? Something. What's a Mexican fruit? He's picturing her shoving cactuses up her ass, right? That's what he goes, you ever do anything with food? Cactuses are food to camels, you know? And Bobby already is like, bro, what the fuck are you even doing right now? This guy is going to get activated because she's finally going to give this guy a little something. She's going to play into it a little bit. You're going to see.
Yeah, I've done scenes like with food.
Hey, dude, what? Dude,
I have.
Yeah,
dude.
What?
I didn't do that.
Oh, but she was talking about a scene, so I'm like,
Oh, you
have a
chip
question.
in. Oh, so you've done a scene with food?
Yeah.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Hot dog?
Cucumber?
Cucumber?
Now, there's a double joke to that. Of course, Bobby's probably always looking up hot dog stuff in the porn websites online. Very disgusting. You know, Bobby is one of those dudes that he likes it when the girl like cries and shit. You know, he said this on podcasts. He goes to like Tijuana. He used to, allegedly, go to Tijuana and he would get these like really young, barely legal prostitutes, right? In Tijuana, Mexico, where Jaime's from. You know, it's probably one of Jaime's cousins. And he would get the one that looked the most uncomfortable. And if they cried, if they didn't want to do it, that's when he really got off on it. He just came out of his mouth, you know? He pulled a Brad Williams after that story went viral where he goes, I was just joking, man. It's a comedy podcast. He did a Mark Norton. He goes, comedy? It's all comedy, you know what I mean? So this guy, he's really into some dark shit. And he goes, let me guess what kind of food you did it with. You did it with hot dogs. Now, Bobby's got this like ongoing joke with hot dogs. Look it up yourself. Look up Bobby Lee, Mad TV, hot dog. This guy loves hot dogs.
Like what foods?
Plantains?
Not plantains. I did one with like feet where we were like squishing stuff.
Yeah.
And then we put our feet in a girl's butt.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's
It was
the
for
boys are getting
kink.com.
good.
Oh, King.com.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Write that down. King.com.
They're all getting revved up.
I'm getting a lot. How about like a mashed potato? I'd jam a mashed potato in my butthole, but I'd have to cool it down first. Not right out of the microwave. Right? That
Like a
would be
whole
burned.
potato or
Now
That
we're
would jam a
talking.
whole-
Now we're talking. So all she has to say is one thing about porn, and these guys start showing their hands. Like, if I was interviewing Reid right now, and I started asking her questions, she starts bringing up stuff about porn. I'm gonna tell her to shut the fuck up. We don't talk about that here. We're not horny over at Lost Aux Media. If I got horny, the whole desk would flip over. Because I would flip it over because I'd be angry because I was horny. So this girl, she has to say one thing. And they all start talking about their deepest, darkest desires. This guy is going, you do any scenes with porn? Bobby starts talking about hot dogs, wanting to get mashed potatoes shoved up his ace. You know what I mean? You can't be doing this. And then to make matters worse, Riley's going to start talking about her new Fleshlight. Remember I was telling you, she wants to sell these goddamn things. This is why she's here. And she gets these boys riled up. She starts giving out fucking Fleshlights. She gives one to Bobby, but she doesn't give one to Jaime. How do you think that makes Jaime feel? Jaime's been sitting here gooning over this woman for the past fucking 35 minutes, giving her the utmost attention that she desires. Even going to the point to where he's lying about watching porn. He's trying to play it off cool. Like he's the guy who's going to treat her like an actual woman rather than the object that she actually is. God damn it. You know, you got to rough this one up. If you don't give her a couple black eyes, she's never going to respect you, Jaime. I'm going to tell you that right now. So she starts talking about these fleshlights. Watch, she gives one to Bobby, leaves Jaime by the wayside. Jaime gets real sad.
Love it. Yeah. But yeah, I think I've had sex with the earth. I've already said that.
Yeah.
I've had sex with the earth.
Oh, yeah.
To
Huh?
get closer to God. And
What about fleshlights? Do you use those?
Oh,
he has
God.
a lot.
no, I don't have a lot of fleshlights. I don't have a fleshlight. I have.
Huh? Whoa, I wasn't expecting to pause it that fast. So this is Jules. This is the one I was telling you that fills in on Bad Friends all the time. This is Kalila's niece. Why Bobby would still hang around with anyone associated with Kalila. His ex-girlfriend actually wanted to like fuck other people but not let him fuck other people. She was trying to weasel her way into that. That's why they ended up breaking up, in my opinion, of course. So now, this one, good old Jules over here, she's about to out Bobby. She's like, he has so many goddamn fleshlights. Bro, you shouldn't have enough fleshlights to where like you start losing track of them and people start finding them around the house. That's too many fleshlights. One fleshlight is too many fleshlights, but if you have enough to where like other people are stumbling across them in your house, that's you have a problem, my friend.
Fleshlights, do you use those?
Oh,
he
God.
has a lot.
No, I don't have a lot of fleshlights. I don't have a fleshlight. I have different brands.
Well, you don't have this one.
Oh, is it yours?
It just released. It's my mouth.
It's your mouth. It's really your mouth.
It's really my mouth.
Oh,
and
look
she
at
does,
that.
"It's my
Wait, we got to go
mouth."
back. Look at Jaime. Watch when she says this, when she goes, "It's my mouth." Jaime lights the fuck. You've never seen. If Jaime's mom was watching this, she'd be like, I held the fucking guy as a baby. I've never seen him light up like this. You know, I actually brought this fucking guy into the world. I've never seen him smile with the vigor that he has, with the happiness and joy that he has in his face. As soon as she says it's her mouth, because he thinks he's getting one. He thinks he's getting one, this guy.
Oh, is it yours?
It just released. It's my mouth.
It's
Look
your
at
mouth.
him.
It's
Look at
really your mouth.
It's really my mouth.
His jaw drops. He goes, it's her mouth.
It just released. It's my mouth.
Watch him. Watch him. Look at this. His jaw's about to drop. Look at him. He goes, oh my God, it's her mouth. He goes, the things I could do with that. If only I had 9 of them.
It's really your mouth.
It's really my mouth, and she doesn't talk back.
Okay, can I see?
Yeah.
Can I open it?
Yeah. It's
Is this
for you.
mine?
Yes, that's yours.
I'm not gonna fucking use it. Ever. That's crazy.
You see Bobby trying to do stand up with the mouth? Getting her set for you?
Yeah. No, you don't get one.
That's a funny one. We didn't have time to touch on it. I had to skip to all the horny stuff, but I had time coded out. You know, Riley wants to do stand-up. That's her whole thing. That's another reason why she's on here. She wants to go from porn to doing stand-up. So she wants to do all of her stand-up sets having to revolve around like jokes and stories that she has from the porn industry, right? All about sex and getting sucked and fucked in the ass and the push, right? So she's basically going to be doing the same shtick that every single female comedian has been doing for the past 30 goddamn years. Objectifying themselves on stage. Isn't that crazy? These are like, and the funniest part is a female comedian will be the first one to Me Too a motherfucker. Like, Whitney Cummings would Me Too you in a heartbeat. I'll tell you that right now. The second she gets on stage, she goes, I have a floppy vagina. It's crazy. You know, it's nuts. So Riley wanted to do the same thing. That's where the guy was joking. He goes, yeah, Bobby, you could do Riley Reid's set on stage with like the fucking mouth pussy.
Yes, that's yours.
I'm not gonna fucking use it. Ever. That's crazy.
You see Bobby trying to do stand up with the mouth? Getting her set for you?
Yeah. No, you don't get one.
Oh man.
Look at Bob. Oh,
So this
my.
is your mouth.
Yeah, this is my mouth.
Let me compare.
Dude, that was devastating. They really skimmed by that. That was devastating. This guy. Hey, can I get one?
You see Bobby trying to do stand up with the mouth? Getting her set for you?
Yeah.
Look, you might have to turn your volume up at home. You can barely hear it come out of this guy's mouth. He's trying real sneaky. He doesn't want it to be recorded that he's asking for one of these mouth pussies.
It's crazy.
You see Bobby trying to do stand up with the mouth? Getting her set for you?
Yeah.
I want to, we got to do this and like, I want to hear what it's like for him to ask for this in like a quarter the speed. Like I would imagine it's pretty goddamn funny Let's hear it in half speed.
Can I get one, too?
Can I get one, too? Can I please get one, too?
Finger set for you.
Yeah.
Can I get one, too?
Dude, that's heartbreaking. Can I get one, too? Can I have mouth pussy that I can fuck when you leave? Imagine being in a situation where you are in front of the person whose flesh, whatever product it was, and you ask, "Can I get one?" That's deranged, bro. To ask someone if you can also have a copy of their rubber mouth so that you can fuck it later, and then you have to sit there and stare at this person and go like, "So what was the craziest thing that happened to you in the last week? We're doing a podcast right now. By the way, I'm gonna fuck your mouth pussy like 17 times when we finish this episode."
No, you don't get one.
Oh, man.
Oh, so this is your mouth.
Yeah, this is my mouth.
Let me compare. That is your mouth. Holy shit.
I want.
Can I see?
What? Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's sexy.
That's sexy. This girl is like turned 18 like 3 months ago. They have her on this goddamn.
Yeah, as a girl, you don't think it looks scary?
No. I don't think so.
Do you think you can get Bobby connected with that company so he can make his own?
Yeah, my mouth.
Oh.
But you know what I would do with my mouth? Like, when they put the molding, I'd go real tight. Right?
He'd go real tight. If Bobby had his own mouth pussy, he'd go real tight. Let's end this on this poor Jaime, I should say his name. I don't want to culturally appropriate, call the guy Jamie. You know, he's not white. We can't do that. So Jaime over here, he ends up asking one of these questions. You know, when people go, "My friend has this problem," but they're actually talking about themselves, you know? And this is kind of funny because this guy is basically trying to, just because Reid does porn, and I'm sure porn stars get this all the time. This guy thinks that because she does porn, because she takes shots to the mouth, that like she's a sex expert, like she's some sort of doctor or something like that. And he starts asking this question for his friend, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So nothing to plug. Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, let Riley live if it doesn't get deleted.
Let Riley live. And what a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have one last question?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
Okay, so speaking from your expertise, am I using that word right?
No, but keep going.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, so like a friend of mine, he has issues with like ED.
Okay, dude. Already, dude.
What?
This is pissing me off.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
So it's hard for my friend.
Well, she's not a doctor.
Well, I know, but like,
oh, sorry.
So the question is,
look, even Riley starts getting annoyed with Bobby. She's like, "Will you shut the fuck up? We're trying to podcast here." He's asking me questions about the only thing I'm good at. So please, let me have this moment.
For my friend.
Well, she's not a doctor.
Well, I know, but like,
oh, sorry.
So the question is, you think is he gay? If he has a hard time.
The context of this.
So right out the rip, this guy asked this question in the dumbest way possible. He goes, "My friend has an issue with ED. Is he gay?" No. Is your friend having sex with men, women? Does he not like skinny women? Does he not like big? What? We have nothing here. You give us nothing. And these guys are like losing their minds over this. It's because this guy's nervous. He wants to mate with this woman. And it's oozing out of every pore. Like, I bet the room stinks because he's just leaking pheromones and shit because of how riled up he is, right? Like, he's talking about having ED. He's got the hugest tent pitched in his goddamn pants right now.
Gay? If he has a hard time.
The context of this.
But so he tries like one night stands, but
that's why he has ED problems.
But then he has his girl crush, and with her it works perfectly.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't work with one night stands, because your friend is wanting to have
real love, like because there's a difference of making love and then just having. Would you think so?
Yeah, having an intimate connection is definitely different than just a one-night stand.
Poor
I think it's
Jaime.
really common that people struggle with one-night stands because there's nothing that you can actually commit to and bond with. there's nothing that's driving you.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yes.
Imagine listening to all that coming from someone who has had sex with like 1,000 people in their lifetime. That's crazy to me. I don't knock on, listen, nobody likes to go to work, right? So if your job is taking a couple shots from some guys that you normally wouldn't be attracted to, hey, make your money. But that doesn't mean I got to respect it. You know what I don't respect the guy who hands me my McMuffins in the morning. I spit on that guy every morning. I've never had an issue with my sandwich, not once. Okay? So let's give it up for Jaime and his ED, Reid, getting the boys over at TigerBelly nice and fired the fuck up. So let's end this episode with a nice little song and a farewell from myself. Of course, this is the worst time part of Lost Aux Media, if you will, the end of Lost Aux Media. As always, I thank you guys ever so much for joining me on yet another great episode. Another week of debauchery, another week of these jamokes acting and talking like fools. Who would have thought that I would get so much enjoyment out of hanging out with you guys every single time I drop one of these? If you want to keep up to date with Lost Aux Media, be sure to check out www.lostaux.media to stay up to date with all things Lost Aux Media. You can watch episodes on there, and if you want to support the show, you can also buy merch. New episodes of Lost Aux Media drop every Wednesday. Audio drops at 5 a.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your favorite podcasts. Video episodes drop on YouTube at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, of course. That way, you can listen to the episodes on your way to work, and when you get home from work, you can watch them. That's just the way we do it. So, as always, until next time, I bid you farewell, and thank you again for joining me. Goodbye.